This whole concept of the Ardling is complete fucking trash. Like, if you want to add furries to the game, just add furries to the game, all right? Why are you just adding this fucking race that comes out of fucking absolutely nowhere? Giving fucking flying options. So you have the face of an animal and the body of a human or something like that. It's so poorly conceived. I can't believe how bad it is. I mean, thank goodness they voted this thing out because it's garbage. And then, wait, so what's this? Draconic Flight. When you reach level 5, you learn how to channel the magic energy of your draconic ancestry to give yourself temporary flight. As a bonus action, you sprout spectral wings, like jetpack laser wings, for 10 minutes. Flying Dragonborn? Flying Dragonborn? What the fuck? So when we play Pathfinder, it takes place in the world of Galarian, just like D&D mostly takes place in Faerun on the Forgotten Coast. This is a different world, the world of Galarian. It's analogous to Faerun. A lot of things are very similar. The races are also very similar with a lot of major differences. For instance, this fox person looking at you, he's a race that exists here in Galarian. And I'm not going to go over the history of Galeria. I'm just going to talk about the major place that you guys are going to be in. In Galarian, there is a major city, sort of like Waterdeep for the Forgotten Realms. Absalom is the major city for Galarian. In Absalom is on an island, the island of Kratos. And Absalom is a city, like the major central hub of Galarian. And inside Absalom is a place called the Grand Lodge. The Grand Lodge is the headquarters of a group called the Pathfinder Society, just like the namesake of the game we're playing. The Pathfinder Society, they are an in-game presence, and they are sort of like adventurers for hire, but they're also archaeologists. They have a moral code, so none of you can be evil right now. I mean, you can be like a little bit chaotic, but you can't be outright going around killing children kind of evil. And they are very lucrative kind of a business for new adventurers. Like if you're a new adventurer and you want to get some experience and get good at being an adventurer, hone your skills, a lot of them want to join the Pathfinders. So that is the situation with you guys. So the four of you come from all different parts of the world from Galarian, and you have come to the island of Kratos. You are on the outskirts of the city of Absalom, and on the outskirts there's a small fishing village called the village of Otari, and you're here to meet this gentleman called Akari Eight Whiskers. He is a fox person. His race is a Katsune. And you're here because he is recruiting for the Pathfinder Society. So the four of you are sitting in you are sitting in an inn in Otari. I can give you the name of it. Here we go. I have a map, and I want to show you my map. You are in a tavern.
This is like a legend.
Yeah. So you guys all have this pamphlet that tells you about this little small fishing town called Otari, and you guys are at number 10 in the Crook's Nook. It's a tavern. It's a bustling tavern. And you guys are in like the back room. You're sitting with this fox person named Akari, and he is reviewing your application to join the Pathfinder Society. He kind of looks at you up and down, and hold on. One,
So he's checking
two,
us out?
three. Let me make sure everybody's in the combat tracker at least. 1, 2, 3. We need a. Who are we missing here? Mercio.
Let's see. Here, am I missing? Oh, I'm up top there. Okay.
So he looks at each of you. First, Akari looks at you, Mercio, and he says, "Well, you know, I've reviewed your application. It looks pretty impressive. Can you tell me what you think makes you a good fit for the Pathfinder Society?"
Well, I'm fast. I'm nimble. I have a keen eye for certain things. And
Well, describe yourself first. We're doing character introductions.
I'm playing as the pregen rogue, Mauricio. What is it, an elven rogue?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything else you have to say for your own benefit?
And I'm pretty handy if there's ever a locked door that you need to get through.
Akari's whiskers twitch a little bit, and then he moves on and he looks at the little gnome sitting in the corner with a pet leopard. He says, "Well, what about you, sir? Why don't you tell me about yourself and why you think you'd be a good fit for the Pathfinder Society?"
Well, I'm pretty good at finding things. I have
Just
a knack for-
describe yourself. You don't have to take the backstory of the pregen. Just describe yourself however you like.
Oh yeah, I'm a little gnomish character that's covered in some leaves. Have a little bit of a stank to him, but most of the stank is very similar to the smelly cat, snow leopard that's my best buddy next to me.
Thank you.
We have a tendency to like plants, and yeah. And we're looking forward to joining this group, or joining the society to hopefully learn some new things and find new plants out there that I find interesting.
His whiskers twitch a little bit. And then he looks at the next person down the line, which is Roland.
Yes, as well. I'm a priest of Sarenrae, the sun goddess, who teaches the followers to heal the wounded and destroy evil. I came from a temple where bandits attacked, and they proved to be too many. I was one of the few survivors, and now I swear a life and sword arm to Sarenrae, promising to protect those who could not, and slay those who would harm the innocent.
Ah, you can read. Excellent. He says, "Well, you know," he says, we always have, a very high affinity for good priests and priestesses to help out in our cause." And his whiskers twitch a little bit. Finally, he turns to the human, very heavily armed human sitting in the corner, Valeros, and he asks you the same question.
Okay.
Tell everybody about who your character is. Doesn't have to be the backstory of the pregen. You can make up whoever you want.
Right. So this character is a little over 6 feet tall. Probably weighs in the neighborhood of around 200 pounds. He's a pretty beefy guy. Like John said, he's in chainmail. He has a long sword and a shield. And he looks over at Whiskers and he says, "I like to kill things."
Whiskers' eyes widen. He says, "Well, what makes you want to join the Pathfinder Society? I mean, certainly there are times when we have to defend ourselves, but our mission is not to kill things."
Well, sometimes you do things a certain way. To put it more bluntly, I like to do good things because it's the right thing to do. And
Well-
sometimes you run into people that you just need to kill.
He kind of looks like,
Present company
you know what,
excluded.
that sounds a little bit better. But, you know, because you told him, you opened with, I want to kill things, he's kind of looking at you a little bit suspiciously. I need you to roll a persuasion. So skill checks work the same way as 5e, except there's some stipulations. So when you roll, do you know how to roll the skill checks, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, the character sheet's the same. So in Pathfinder, unlike 5th edition, it's not a success or fail. It's 4 degrees of success. So if you, the DC, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, is 15. If you roll a success, which is 15, then you can convince him and everything's hunky-dory. If you roll a critical success, you get extra. A critical success means 10 above the DC. Or if you roll a nat 20, that brings your degree of success up from a success to a critical success. So
Well,
for all intents and purposes,
persuasion-
yeah.
Persuasion is not even a skill that's listed for this character
I said
sheet.
persuasion, but I was thinking 5th edition's diplomacy. Sorry.
Okay. No problem.
And likewise,
Now, are there ways to help him?
yes, there are, but I'll go on that. So likewise, on the other end of the spectrum, if you roll below a 15, that's a failure. However, if you roll a nat 1 or 10 below 15, which is a 5, that is a critical failure. You don't want critical failures because they add extra horrible things to the outcome. Now, when you want to help them, what we're talking about is the aid action. So this is how the aid action works. When you want to aid another character outside of combat, in combat the rule's a little bit different, but outside of combat, what you do is you have your character roll the same check at the same DC. If you succeed, you give him a +1 to his check. If you critically succeed, you give him a +2. If you fail, nothing. If you critically fail, you give him a -1. In 5th edition, a +1 -1 is nothing, but in Pathfinder, a +1 makes a huge difference. So, do you want to aid him?
Yes, I'll aid him.
Okay, your DC is also 15.
You want it out in the open or in the tower?
This is out in the open. There are certain checks that we need towers, but not this. I'll tell you.
I'm gonna say, hey, I can attest to this. He does do good things from time to time.
Well, he didn't even need that aid. He succeeded. So you have, even though you were talking about killing at first, you have kind of convinced him that that's not what you meant. You're not like some murderous psychopath or anything like that. You're just somebody who's very eager for combat, and he's happy with that. So it's a success. With a success in this case, nothing additional happens. Now, after he reviews all of your applications, he says, well, you know what, I think that all 4 of you make very good candidates. However, there's a problem. You see, we have filled all of her spots for this year. Now, in order to become a Pathfinder, you guys know that once you get accepted, you have to go through a pretty rigorous training process where they teach you about what they do. And then once you finish the process, it's like going to school. You pass a few exams, you pass a few challenges, and then you get what's called a wayfinder. It's a compass that indicates that you're a Pathfinder. However, he can't even accept any applicants right now because he says, well, you see, normally we wouldn't have that much problem with not having enough spots, but recently there have been migrants from some place, some coast, and they were talking about how all these wizards were taking over their coast and they want to go somewhere else. And they were very skilled adventurers, and they filled all our spots, unfortunately. He says, so unfortunately, I can't, even though I really like your applications, I think you guys would make great Pathfinders, I can't offer you the spot this year. I mean, you can certainly come back next year and we'll be first on the list. Do you guys?
Is this where the killing comes into play? I look at the fire.
No.
And then I look at the fox.
He's
and
just
say,
doing his job.
Just
He's just
kidding.
doing his
This
job.
is a Pathfinder Society game, so any NPCs with no stats, I just say you can't attack. That's how.
Oh, I didn't mean him. I meant the wizards that took the spot.
He said, no,
No
it's not
murder,
the
hobo
wizards that
allowed.
took the spot. These wizards were a bunch of fascists that drove all these adventurers away from their land of the coast or something. I don't recall. But that's where we got all our new applicants.
Ah, I see. What a shame.
Gotcha.
Well, that's okay. We'll come back next
Yeah,
year.
he says,
Well, do we have like some kind of test to show that we're probably better than these new applicants that you've already gotten?
oh, okay. If you want to ask that question, I would like to have a diplomacy. Right now, his attitude towards you is neutral. So you can roll a diplomacy on him. And this is an attempt to influence.
Ooh.
Well, we don't know what the check was, but I'm assuming it was 15.
It was 15.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do for you right now. I really thank you for applying. And I heavily encourage you to apply next year.
Sure.
All right. Adventure over. Thanks for playing. So
All on one.
So you guys are kind of a little bit dejected because you traveled a long way to talk to this guy and apply to be a Pathfinder. And he unfortunately does not have any spots open. So you guys kind of, after a while, you guys kind of dejected and you begin to leave. But as you get up in your seats and head for the door, he says, unless I sponsor you. And he looks at you, Beetle, and he says, you were asking about, is there any other way to become a Pathfinder without being accepted as an initiate? And in fact, there is. It's called sponsorship. The way it
do
works
tell.
is that if you have proven yourself to be good, very excellent adventurers and skilled negotiators and good at what you do, and your moral alignment aligns with that of the Pathfinder Society, some adventure captain, such as myself, can sponsor you to become a Pathfinder without going through initiation. He says, but I don't have a lot of leeway or spots to sponsor adventurers, and I really need to make a case for you with the higher-ups on why you deserve to be sponsored into the Pathfinder Society without going through initiation, which means you have to show me that you have accomplished some great feats that are worthy of our institution.
Well, I think we probably have the skills to be able to show that we're worthy of joining you guys.
He looks at you, he says, yeah, well, judging from your applications, you seem to be a very skilled bunch. You seem to be, very good at what you do. You have a good kind of moral outlook. And it looks like I said, I think you would make great Pathfinders. But unfortunately, I can't sponsor you unless you show me some actions that you've done that are really befitting of very accomplished adventurers. He says, how about this? I have a friend. She is looking right now for some adventurers. And if you go and you help her out, she might have some adventures for you to go on wherein you can prove your abilities.
Sure.
I mean,
just point us in the right direction.
yeah, I mean, every adventurer has to start somewhere, and I think that Tammy would be perfect as somebody to kind of guide you into your first steps. And once you help her out, she can probably provide opportunities for you to even have better adventures. Actually, I mean, we're here sitting in a small seaside village of Otari, which seems very peaceful and quiet, but in fact, we've had some problems here. As a matter of fact, just a week ago, the ground opened up and a bunch of giant centipedes came out and attacked a whole bunch of townspeople. Luckily, I was able to get there in time and drive those critters back, but there's clearly something going on in this town. And on top of that, the town has a very sordid history. A couple of 100 years ago, this town is named after a person named Otari, and he was a famous adventurer. As a matter of fact, he looks at you, Mayor Seal. He was actually of a roguish persuasion, and it is said that he felt some great evil, although the details of that have been kind of lost. I'm not saying that you're going to be facing any major evil. I mean, you guys are... I'm just giving you some tips on starting out. But what I'm saying is that there's a lot of adventures to be had if you just look.
Well, I think we could come to an agreement to this. Seems like us doing this for you would be a way to put us in a better light for the people who are going to review all of this, and perhaps we could make some friends or money along the way.
Well, yes, of course. You're going to be paid for all of your efforts. Anything you do, I'm sure Tammy will be more than happy to compensate you. She has a very lucrative business in the Otari fishery.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And like I said, if you can prove that you have accomplished some great feats, I can make an argument to my higher-ups. I can make an argument to the region captain in Absalom in the Grand Lodge to make you sponsored pathfinders, where you don't have to wait till next year and then go through the whole training process that takes 9 months. You can be pathfinders just taking the pledge, you know. But But in order for me to do that, you gotta prove that you are able to accomplish some great feats.
Belarus slams his mug of ale down and says, "Sold."
Excellent, and he looks very joyed. Claps his furry hands together. He says, "Whenever you're ready, go meet my friend Tammy in the Otari fishery."
Do we start with money?
The pregens have spent their starting gold to equip themselves. So the gold that you have seen in your inventory is about how much gold you got.
So I look, let me see. In my inventory, I have 1 gold piece. Jeez. Okay.
Well, you're not going to be going to battle wearing a robe, right? You need some weapons, and you need some potions and stuff. So you guys have already spent your money. The pregens comes with their money spent. However, you do a good job, and you certainly will get paid for it. I mean, that's the law of the land. You help people out, and they'll pay you.
I'm ready to go as well.
All right, so...
The life of a private contractor.
So, since everybody is ready, you guys decide that, you know what, you're going to travel together because it's just the 4 of you that fortunately are kind of here with nothing better to do, and you've all traveled a very long way. And there's no way of getting back right now. The next ship doesn't sail for anywhere for at least another 2 weeks. So you guys are
can't even get off can't even get off the dock with a single gold piece either.
Yeah, you're a little bit broke. Actually, a gold piece goes a lot farther in Galarian than it would in Faerun.
Okay.
Like Galarian's more like a silver-based economy. And so a gold piece is still a significant amount of money, especially for your lower level. But it's not much you can really do here, and all you're going to do is just sit at the inn and spend money. So you might as well go and check out what's going on at the fishery.
Yeah.
So you guys travel over to the Otari fishery, and as you walk through the doors, it's very crowded. it's a big bustling area, and you can see it. It's not just a fishery. I mean, there are areas where you can see a lot of fish kind of on market for sale, but also it's like a gambling place. There's like gambling tables. There's a lot of drinks being served, a lot of waitresses milling about. And as you guys enter, this lady comes over to greet you. Well, hi. Welcome to the Otari fishery. I'm Tamley.
Hey there, Tamley. Your pal over at the bar over there, the Fox guy, Akari.
We go way back.
Oh, that's wonderful. He told us to come hang out with you and learn some. We hear you have some trouble that you might need some fixing with, and we'll probably be able to handle it. He says he kind of looked up our references already and says,
he must be talking about them rats in the granary. Well, why yes, I have been looking for some more strapping young lads, some adventurous sorts, to help me out in killing some rats, if that's what you're talking about.
Rats or anything bigger is great.
Well, they're not small rats. I mean, they're not. Not that I don't really particularly take to rats to begin with, but these are huge, about the size of your leopard over there.
Oh, really? That means he'll have a hearty meal and we help take care of these rats, probably.
Well, more than that, I'll be happy to pay you for your services if you can go and eliminate whatever's stealing all my grain. You see, for the last 2 weeks, I've noticed that downstairs in the cellar, there's just been something poking into my grain stores. I have bags and bags, tens of gold worth of grain that have just been pilfered. And it's got to be them rats, because I saw one of those. I tried to hit it with the broom, and I got this nasty scar, and she shows you her hand, and it looks like a wolf bit it.
Oh, jeez.
I told you that they ain't normal rats. These are big rats.
Oh,
okay.
God, it's green. It doesn't look too good either. Are you sure you're not infected?
Oh, I'm okay. I got checked out by at the local temple. There's no diseases for me.
Oh,
Very good.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Well, if I come down with something and I start feeling bad, I'll be sure to go to her again. She says, yeah, Vandy, she's the local priestess. She and I go way back.
Is she at a temple out here?
Yeah, there is actually a local temple. I will bring it up. Number 16 on the map.
Otari Graveyard.
Oh, I'm sorry, not number 15. 16 and 15 are together because the graveyard is behind the temple. So it's the Dawnflower Library, and is actually a temple to Saren Ray, the same goddess that you worship.
There we go.
Ain't that convenient?
I'll have to stop there. Yeah. I'll have to
you
stop
have
there
to go and meet Vandy. She's just the best. She knows all about the history of Otari, and if you need healing and you need spells and you need any cleric assistance or healing potions, she's the one to go to.
Well, thank you.
Now let's see about them rats. You guys willing to? Because because of what happened to me, I'm not really inclined to go back down into the cellar until those rats are taken care of. So if you help me take care of whatever's been stealing my grain, I'd be willing to even give you 10 gold pieces each.
That sounds like a winning
that is actually a
proposition.
lot of money. When you guys think about it.
Yeah, especially for first level characters.
Yeah, you guys who have like a gold piece if you're lucky right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Hmm.
Sounds like we need to go kill some rats.
All right.
It sounds pretty serious when it's that much.
Well, if you and you kind of, well, you said it sounds pretty serious if it's that much. What I want you to do is roll something. It's called a sense motive check. Sort of, 5th edition, we do this too. It's a perception check on him.
Okay.
A sense motive check is trying to detect if she's lying to you, holding information back, or there's something something nefarious going on.
You want this one in the tower?
This is a tower check. You scored a critical success on the sense motive. So not only do you, so I'm going to tell you extra information. Number one is you think that she is holding something back, and you deduce that that's why she's paying you 10 gold, because that's a lot of money. Not only is she holding something back, but you get the sense that she's probably sending you to do something dangerous. And she's a little bit worried about, whether or not you guys are able to handle this. But she's not showing it on her face. But, your instincts tell you this. You rolled a nat 20, by the way.
In other words, don't play poker with her.
Well, I can play with.
Well, yeah,
play poker
you
with her.
should.
I can tell. I just,
with that kind of roll, you should play poker. So do with that information as you will.
well, yeah. So that seems kind of interesting. Do you have some additional info or suggestions on how we can take care of these very serious rats that gave you such a claw mark on your hand?
Oh, she's so when you start saying this, she kind of starts looking a little bit worried. She's like, "Oh, okay, I guess I better come clean. I don't know if it's just rats we're dealing with here. I certainly saw some rats, like I told you, about as big as your cat. But whoever's been pilfering my grain, whoever's done that is not. They're not definitely not rats, because they didn't leave even a crumb on the floor. They cut open the bag. They must have been able to put the grain in a bucket or something and transported every piece of grain out. And I've had barrels and barrels of grain, and half of them have been just pilfered and cleared. And on top of that, there's a big hole in the wall downstairs, and I'm guessing that whoever's been stealing my grain has come through that hole. And I don't think rats can knock a hole that big inside of a wall. So yes, I didn't tell you everything, but I'm not lying about those rats. There's big rats. Like, you still interested? And she's kind of like looking a little nervous.
Well, of course. We're here to help.
Great. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. I'm just kind of nervous because, we don't really know what we're dealing with. I don't want to send people into danger, but I'm desperate here. They're cutting into my profits, and I can't brew all the beer I normally brew.
Well, does that mean, since we're being honest, and I give her a look with each other now, does that mean we can negotiate the price a little bit more? Since it's more than just rat?
Well, let's see what you find and what you deal with, and we'll talk about it afterwards. Right now, I think 10 gold is more than fair to deal with something we don't really even know. It could be something real simple, just as a bunch of bandits.
Be nice, Roland.
How about just
I
to
didn't
put
know
a little?
simple. Valeros.
How about for a little cherry on the top for us? How about we make sure if we take care of this situation for you, you definitely put in a good word for us with Akari.
If you help me, I will most certainly put in a good word with Akari.
Mhm.
You don't even have to ask.
All right. Let's go take care of some
There's, well, you know,
whatever it
whenever
is.
you're ready, I mean, you can relax and then have some drinks on me. And whenever you guys are ready, come find me and I'll bring you down to the cellar.
Okay. Do you guys want to relax first, or do you want to just get to work?
Well, I mean, there's nothing can hurt us if we go in drunk, right?
You'll feel it a lot less.
If you can go in drunk, there are mechanics for that, and I will.
Are there
apply them
really?
if that's what they're interested in doing.
Are there really mechanics for that?
Yes, you would go under a sickened condition, which is -1 to everything. Everything.
Oh my gosh!
Not advisable.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what to do.
I say we I say we can head on down and we can celebrate after we're done.
Yeah.
There you go.
Excellent, she says. So she leads you to her kitchen, and then around the back of her kitchen, there's these doors that she pulls out of the ground that leads into the cellar, and you guys go down the stairs into the cellar, and the stairs leading into the basement of the Otari fishery creak with age as you make your way downstairs to find whatever it is that's been eating all this grain. As you get downstairs, you realize that it's pitch black. Emily is holding a torch that's lighting the room. Otherwise, you guys you wouldn't be able to see anything. And you look around and you see some barrels. There are 4 barrels that you can see, but you also notice that there's a lot of scuffles on the ground, some prints on the ground. Looks like a lot of figures have been through here. And you also notice that there's a draft, a freezing cold draft coming from somewhere inside the cellar. Emily starts looking visibly nervous as she brings you. I mean, not naturally, she got really badly bitten on her arm, and she says, "Well, I kind of just don't want to go down any further, as you can see what had happened to me last time. But I recommend you guys bring some light. It's pitch black down there. You guys do have light, don't you?"
Yeah, I've got some
I can
torches.
take care of that.
Okay.
Let me see. I have an ability,
What's your
or
ability?
an action rather. The light cantrip.
You do have a light cantrip.
You want to cast it on my shield?
One handheld object glows, casting bright light in 20-foot radius and dim for the next 20. So 40 overall. Like a torch until the next time you prepare your spells. If you cast this spell again, the light spell ends and the first object ends. So yeah, I'll cast that on your shield.
Thank you. I didn't know if I was the only human in this group.
I'm a human.
Okay. Of course, elves can see in the dark.
Elves
dim light.
Elves in this game, unless you have a specific heritage, elves have low light vision, not dark vision.
Low light, yeah.
Yeah, so there's 4 degrees of dark vision. There's like regular vision, there's low light vision, there's dark vision, and there's greater dark vision.
Gotcha. Okay.
What I'm going to do is
Can
I'm
you
going to
actually
put
play with greater?
Nobody starts with greater dark vision. It's very hard to get.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to put the light spell on Valeros. So, as you guys get down into the cellar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce to you the concept of hero points. So all characters start off with 1 hero point. You get it for free every game. A hero point is sort of like in 5th edition, you have DM inspiration. It works in a similar fashion, except it's a lot more powerful. You can use a hero point to re-roll any 20-sided die that you roll. Not enemies roll, but you roll. You can roll it after you fail a check or fail an attack. So let's say you roll a nat 1 and you're going to crit fail. You're like, I want to use a hero point and re-roll that. You have to take the second result. Also, you can use a hero point to, if you are knocked out and have 0 hit points and you're dying, you can use all of your hero points to automatically stabilize. I can't give out hero points willy-nilly. However, after every hour of gameplay, I tend to be able to give out 1 hero point. Those are Pathfinder rules. Got it?
Yep.
Got it.
That's good.
All right. So you guys, so Tamale just quickly just exits right after she brings you down here, and you guys realize that it's quite cold. There's a draft coming from somewhere in down here. As you guys look around.
Okay.
Do you need me to cast Burning Hands on you guys so I can warm you up? Just let me know.
So you guys have control of your tokens, and hold on, let me see if I can give you your animal companion control. You should be... Ignore that error message if you saw one. You should be able to control your animal companion as well. There you go.
From what I'm seeing here is there's rocks.
Yes, so in this cellar, you see a bunch of barrels in the center of the cellar. There are 4 pillars in the cellar. On the other side of the cellar, there seems to be a bunch of shells and kind of storing like ledgers and things like that. However, as you walk deeper into the cellar, you realize that draft is coming from a hole in a wall. You look into the hole and you see absolute darkness.
Okay. So we can probably just climb over these rocks, or
the rocks are just they're very low and you can just walk over them. They are difficult terrain, but you can just walk over them.
Okay, gotcha.
Do you happen to smell anything off-putting?
Oh, you have so as a sensate gnome, you have something called an imprecise scent. And creatures within 30 feet you can smell, but even if you can't see. So what I need you to do is roll perception.
Now, where would I see what I have? Is that on what page? Things like that.
What do you mean things like that? Your senses? You don't have anything special like that. What you do have is if you look under abilities...
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, all of your little special thingamajiggies are there.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You don't have much as a human cleric. You do have something called trained in canon. Student of the canon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that doesn't apply right now, obviously. Okay, Beetle. You rolled a check, and you do indeed. You can smell something. You smell something really odd. So there are, you think that there's more than one kind of thing that you smell, 2 distinct kind of creatures that you smell. One smell smells like absolute filth. It smells like some sort of mammal, really filthy. But that other smell, it's really weird. It smells, you remember a long time ago, you were in the forest and you found this little box turtle and it smelled like that. So you guys start looking around and you look at the ground and there's tracks. You look at the grain barrels and you realize that the barrels were very carefully slit open and the grain was stolen. Not a single grain is on the ground. And on top of that, you realize that there were fish, like salted fish, that was stored here. All that fish is gone as well.
Okay.
Oh. I report back to the team that, hey, there's 2 creatures nearby. One could be a rat, and then another one's a little bit different.
Okay. Could I possibly use survival to see if I recognize the tracks?
Survival is the perfect skill to use.
Okay.
This doesn't have to be Dice Tower or anything. That is a failure. You don't recognize these tracks. However, they're certainly not human tracks. They're not humanoid. You don't even think they're humanoid tracks because they look like they're kind of claw-like tracks. So they don't look like feet.
Gotcha.
Anything else? Anything else you want to do?
Well, I think we should at least examine the rest of this area before we go off into the great unknown, just to make sure we don't have anything lurking in here.
Yeah, I heard something come up behind us.
Beetle, your imprecise scent picks up these creatures, but you can't locate their exact position with the imprecise.
Can I do a nature check?
Against what? What are you looking at?
Well, I guess I'd need to use it against the animals. I guess it wouldn't be. I guess survival would have been for that. I was wondering if. I mean, I have the same bonus and everything. I was just trying to do something a little bit differently, but.
I will accept it, of course. Unlike so 5th edition, I limit the number of checks people can do because what happens is they spam checks and then statistically somebody's going to succeed. But in Pathfinder, I don't have to do that. Everybody can roll a check because if you crit fail, bad things happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, you certainly may do a nature check on these tracks.
And you said that the open is fine?
That's fine.
Or okay. Oh. Well,
you fail, but you don't critically fail, so you can't make out any more than the rest of the party has already decided.
Okay.
Okay, so there's nothing else in here right now from the looks of it.
No, this place has been ransacked.
Okay.
And where's the hole?
The hole is to your right or the east.
Right, it's where all those rocks are.
Right here. All right. And then, what just happened?
Oh, sorry. You guys might see the map jump around. That's me syncing client view to make my what's it called? My recording. Just ignore it. And whatever you do, don't go into the 3D view, because what happens is that it makes it really weird in terms of how to move your tokens. You go into between boxes and stuff. It's I don't know what it's about, but it's bad.
It was a new feature they added.
It looks bad. Well, yeah, it's just because we don't have the assets in with when I use that. And John, I could actually share a bunch of stuff that I have with you, but the assets that I have, it's not like a picture, if that makes sense, and it actually works pretty well with that.
Okay.
But the way this is, it won't.
So as you guys are bumbling about, token lock is activated. For the time being, I'm running combat with token lock, just because movement is very important, Pathfinder. Because what happens is as you guys are kind of deciding what to do, and you hear a strange chittering coming from that hole. So now we go into initiative. Does everybody know how to roll the initiative?
Main tab and
Initiative in Pathfinder is based on your wisdom or perception. It is not based on dex. However, in certain cases, you can say, I want to roll stealth as an initiative. Or even other skills as initiative. But by and large, it's rolled based on perception.
Oh, get out of here, Valeros. You had to outdo me.
Always.
kid cat disappeared.
And then watch the creature's gonna have a dirty.
Sorry, you can't occupy the same space. 4 vicious rats, about the size of your animal companion, burst out of that hole. Hold on, I have to put the body. So, we are in combat now. We're in initiative. A giant rat number 4 is the first to go. He wins initiative. The giant rat, you guys are blocking the passage, and the giant rat wants to come out and attack you. So what it's going to do is it's going to move past you, Valeros, and try to tumble through Menace. Valeros, you have an ability called Attack of Opportunity, aka Reactive Strike. Whenever an enemy moves, takes a move action while threatened by you, it doesn't even have to be leaving your threat range. Any move action or manipulate action, you may make an attack against it. Would you like to use your Reactive Strike?
Yes.
Okay, target rat number 4 and go at it. This is your reaction for the turn. Every turn has 2 reactions and 1 reaction. Valeros, you land a critical hit on this rat. Roll your damage. That damage doesn't seem right. Oh, you attack with a dagger. All right, you're that
I
awesome
used the wrong one.
You're that awesome that you don't even need to use your longsword. You attack with a dagger, and you just end its existence. Critical hits in Pathfinder, unlike 5th edition, double everything, including modifiers.
Okay.
That rat
and
is
I
gone.
apologize for using the wrong weapon.
No, you don't have to apologize. It's your choice. However, you don't necessarily have that equipped. I'm letting that slide for now, but in the future, you always have to keep track of what you have equipped in your left hand and your right hand. Right now, you have a longsword in one hand and a shield in the other.
Correct.
Okay, so that rat is dead without even having been able to do anything. Valeros, you take the first turn in our game. So, turn in Pathfinder goes like this. I'm sure you've heard, you have 3 actions. You don't have move actions, bonus, whatever. All 3 of them are just labeled actions. You can spend your actions however you want by doing the activity or the thing that the action costs. If you attack, that costs 1 action. If you move, aka stride, that costs 1 action. I have 1 house rule for everybody. You can't end your turn until you've used all 3 of your actions. That's a house rule. That's not an actual rule. But that's how you learn the game.
Okay.
So, Valeros, as a fighter, I also want to go over your character. As a fighter, you have the highest hit points, highest armor class among everybody. You have the highest attack bonus, and you will be most consistently killing enemies as compared to everybody else. You have, in terms of your abilities, you have, of course, you can attack with your weapons. However, you also have what you just saw, the attack of opportunity. You have something called a sudden charge. The way you do a sudden charge is you spend 2 actions, and after you spend 2 actions, you make 2 movements up to your speed, and then you also make an attack. So that consolidates actions. You spend 2 actions to do things that normally would cost you 3. And on top of that, you have something called a shield block. If you raise your shield, and somebody attacks you and does damage, you can use shield block to mitigate that damage. You have a sword and a shield. A shield in itself does nothing unless you raise it. When you raise your shield, it raises your armor class by 2. Okay? So that's just a breakdown of what you can do. Now, you may take your turn.
Alright, so I would be able to attack and then raise my shield.
Yes.
Afterwards, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You have 3 actions. Attack costs 1 action. Raising your shield also costs 1 action.
Okay. And would I have to use the second attack box?
No, because the reactive strike does not count towards your multi-attack penalty. Reactions don't.
Okay.
Only things you do on your turn.
Gotcha.
You miss. Do you want to use a hero point to roll that again?
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay, you spend a hero point. You may take that attack action again. You hit it critically.
Wow.
Now, make sure you do the longsword damage because you don't actually have your dagger equipped. You end that rat easily. That is one action. You still have 2 actions on your turn.
Okay. So.
That is an invalid roll because you made 1 attack, remember? So when you make a second attack on your turn, that has to go at -5. So instead of 19, that attack roll would have been 14.
So that wouldn't be a hit?
14 is not a hit. So you swing and you end 1 rat's existence. You try to swing a second time, but your second attack is not as effective as your first, and you miss the second rat. You still have 1 action.
All right. Well, in that case, I will use to raise my shield.
Okay, there's Fantasy Grounds has a very helpful thing. On your character sheet, if you look at main or combat, there's a little button you can press to raise shield. It'll bump up your AC by 2 for a turn.
Okay.
So if you press that button, your AC will go up by 2.
Got it. And that will end my turn.
That ends your turn. Giant rat number 1. Now it's going to take a turn. It's going to run in and fill that little gap that you left. Since Valros, you are delivering the most heat, the giant rat is going to attack you 2 times with jaws. First attack. The giant rat scores a critical hit on you. I don't know why, but every game I run, the rats always crit on their first hit. Do you guys remember from way back when we started our campaign?
Oh, yeah.
The giant rat does 1d6 plus 1, and that's going to be double. Valeros, you suffer 5 points of damage. Now, the giant rat is going to attack you again. However, the giant rat is suffering multi-attack penalty, but the giant rat's jaws are agile, so instead of a -5, it only gets it only has to roll a -4. It attacks you again. Does not penetrate your armor class. Roland, you're up. So, Roland, we're going to do a very quick breakdown of your character. You are a cleric, and this is what you got. What?
I was gonna say I don't think I have anything ranged except the spells that I have, and then I have the scimitar for my.
We'll quickly go over what you got. So, all you have in terms of weapons is a scimitar, but you like Valeros, also have a shield, and you can raise the shield just like Valeros, but you don't have shield block like Valeros. However, being a spellcaster and a cleric, you have cantrips. You have 5 cantrips you can choose from.
I don't think you have shield block.
You don't have shield block. I don't. Oh, maybe you do.
Yeah, I do. It's the War
okay.
Priest.
You have shield block. So, like Valeros, you can raise your shield and block off an attack as well. Now, you have spells. You have 2 level 1 spells. You have 4 spell slots that you can use only for healing. You see that, right?
Yeah, Divine Font, yep.
So, the way spellcasting works for prepared spellcasters like yourself is a little bit different from 5th edition. Even though you have 2 spell slots, it's not like you can cast whatever spell you want in any slot. You have to put a specific spell in a slot. This is the traditional D&D dancing spellcasting. So, 1 spell slot has Burning Hands. You can only cast Burning Hands. You can't replace Burning Hands with something else, unless you have a special feat. The other slot has Magic Weapon. You can only cast Magic Weapon. However, every time you take a long rest, you can put whatever level 1 spell you want in there You have access to the entire level 1 spell list.
Oh, I currently I do. I just started with this.
Yes.
Oh, I wish I knew that. Because well, I guess that's what it starts out as, right? So.
Oh, and they took away with the remaster. They took away your focus spell, so you don't have anything different to get on.
And we're playing in the remaster, or in this, remaster.
Yeah,
correct?
we are. Well, the thing is, it's a little bit of a mix because some of the things you have are from the original Pathfinder. Some of the things are remaster, but in terms of you not having a focus spell, yeah, you don't have one. The
Now,
Divine
the question,
Fog is your focus spell. There's nobody else that can heal the way you heal.
Now,
Nobody else has 4 spell slots at level 1 that can heal.
Yeah. You said I have access to every level 1. Is that
you don't
just
right now
everyone,
because you have to prepare them.
Yeah, I got you. But what I'm saying is it every level 1 in the cleric list or across
in
the board?
the divine list.
Okay, I got you. Divine.
But
okay.
that only comes into play if you want to go take a nap for 6 hours and reset your spell list.
Yep. Now I can. So okay, I'm a little confused on the turns. I have 3.
You have 3 actions.
Movement is one of them?
Yes.
One of the actions?
So when you move, there's 2 types of movement. One is called a regular movement. It's called stride. You have a speed of 25 feet. So in Pathfinder, when we move, the diagonal rules, we have to obey diagonal rules. Your first diagonal movement is free. It costs 5 feet. However, your second diagonal movement costs 10 feet. Your third diagonal movement also costs 5 feet. So you're moving here and then here, correct?
Otherwise it would be 5 and 5. Yeah, so that's 10 feet versus 15.
Yeah.
So yes.
So you move there. That's your first action.
Okay, and then I can hit rat 1.
Yes, you can.
How am I doing this? Just doing attack?
Well, all you got is your scimitar, so you can swing your scimitar at it.
I saw these numbers. Let's see what happens.
You have 3 numbers. Your first attack is that first number. That's not correct, because your first attack is a +4. You see that?
Okay.
The first time you attack, it's a +4. The second time you attack, it's a -1.
Oh,
so that attack would have been a 9, which is still not enough to hit. So you took 2 actions. You moved, you attacked, you have a third action. And house rule, you must use your third action.
Haha.
You managed to hit it. With a -1, you managed to hit it. Five points of damage on the rat. That's the end of your turn because you've used all 3 actions. Now we have Beetle. We have the yellow submarine, Beetle, Eagle Star. You're up.
So there's no bonus actions?
There's no bonus actions.
Okay.
There's only actions.
Got it.
I am going to move here.
So when you're moving with the token lock on, what you do is drag and drop. Here, do it again.
Okay.
Drag and drop like here. Yeah, there you go. You see? Drag it there and then drag and drop again to calculate your total distance.
Okay. And then hit enter or something like that?
Oh, no. I hit the check mark for you.
Okay. That's my 1 action, and then
before you do anything else, let's go over Beetle Ringostar. You are a druid because you have the most complicated set of stuff to do. So you are a druid with an animal companion. This is what you got. In terms of weapons, you have a sickle that you can swing. You have a sling that you can swing, and you have a shield, but it's a crappy shield. It's called a buckler, and it only adds 1 to your armor class instead of 2. Those are the things you can do with just basic weapons. However, as a druid, you're also very good at spell casting. So you have 5 cantrips. You have 2 level 1 spells. Right now, you have memorized Heal and Magic Fang. You can't cast anything but Heal and Magic Fang unless you go to sleep and redo your preparations. You also have something called a focus spell. You can see it's called Heal Animal. Focus spells are a special kind of spell. Think of them like warlock spells. You can use them and they recharge. In order to recharge your focus spell, you have to spend 10 minutes to refocus. So they're sort of like you can use them once per encounter. Also, you have an animal companion. So in Pathfinder, your animal companion works a little bit differently. Your animal companion takes the same turn that you take. They don't get their own additional turn. What you can do is, in order to have your animal companion do anything, you have to spend 1 action. That action will command your animal. What that does is it gives your animal 2 actions. Or you can not do anything and your animal will just stand there for the round.
Well, I am going to cast a cantrip. So use my other 2 actions.
So if you look at all the cantrips, they all cost 2 actions.
Yep. I'm going to cast Electric Arc.
Electric Arc is one of the best cantrips. It attacks 2 enemies. So what you do is you target both of them and you roll their reflex. So 5th edition has 5 saves. Strength, Dex, Constitution. Pathfinder and all previous editions of D&D only have 3 saves. They succeeded on the saves, but they did not critically succeed, so they take half damage. You can roll the damage the same way we do in 5th edition. They take a little dingy piece, a very tiny piece of damage. Pathfinder has 3 saves. Reflex, Fortitude, and Will. Reflex is a Dex save. Fortitude is a Constitution save. Will save is a Wisdom save. There's no other saves. So what he did was a Reflex save. That is, you have used 3 actions, your turn ends.
Yep.
And your animal companion's turn also ends. Merciel, you're up.
Alright. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Do you need a review on what a rogue can do, or are you kind of comfortable?
Well, I'm just looking at the situation in front of me. I see the giant wreck one in front of me. Now, I'm looking at the multi-attack penalties on my character sheet.
Yeah.
Between my rapier and my short sword, why is a second attack +2 for the rapier and +3 for the short sword?
Because your short sword is agile. Agile means the second attack is -4 instead of -5.
Oh, alright.
Rapier is not agile. But rapier, it has other cool stuff called deadly. If you crit, you do an extra D8 damage. So that's why you have a choice.
Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and target rat number 1, and I'm going to attack him with my rapier.
Okay. You missed.
I'll attack him again.
With a multi-attack penalty, despite the multi-attack penalty, you rolled high enough to hit it.
Okay, and then...
You kill it. Easily.
Alright. Cool. And then...
Remember my house rule, you still have 1 action, and you can't end your turn until you spend that last action.
Alright, well in that case, I'm gonna close the gap between us and that last rat by moving closer to him, and then I'll end my turn.
Alright, great. We got giant rat number 3. You just spilled the blood of that other rat. He's going to come after you. He is going to attack you with his jaws. He hits you. Wounds you. He's going to attack you a second time with his jaws. Critically misses. He's going to attack you a third time with his jaws. Misses. That's the rat's turn. Valeros, you're up. Valeros, you crit again. You see, Pathfinder, you crit a lot. You cut that rat in half. Combat ends.
Beautiful.
So that was a very basic combat, very easy combat. But you guys have taken a little bit of damage. We're out of combat, out of token lock.
Okay.
So once you destroy these giant rats, you guys kind of move forward to look at the area where the rats come from, and you realize that that little hole that the rats poked into the fishery, it opens up to a huge cavern. Very big space. And as you move into the cavern, you almost fall off a cliff because it's so the cavern ends in a very steep cliff.
So I was literally gonna thinking I could climb up that. So I'm glad you said that.
No, that's down.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
So the cavern seems to stretch endlessly north, a very, very long way. And you look down at the cliff below you. It's about a 10-foot drop. The cliff looks like the rocks are very craggy. Like if you wanted to try to climb down them, you can try, but it'd be kind of dangerous.
Well, you said it's 10 feet down?
10 feet down.
Well, Valeros is like 6 foot. Can he hang off the side and just drop 4 feet?
He could, if he was so inclined.
I was going to say, for us taller folks, it shouldn't be an issue. I don't know how they ruled.
If Valeros tries to do that, he's still going to roll an athletics check and try to hang down because his hand might slip and he might fall on his head.
Yeah, that could happen.
Well, yes, you can try to do that, but either way, it's going to cost an athletics check. The thing is, everybody needs to get down there, so how are you going to get everybody down there? You can just fall down and take the damage. It's not pleasant.
Well, I have rope that's 50 feet long.
I was going to say, does anyone have a piece of rope?
Yes, I do.
You do have rope.
And then, do we have pitton or something like that?
You have some stuff you can tie the rope to along the cave wall that you can make a firm grip.
Well, that'd be probably the best way, unless someone has another idea.
No, that works just fine. So yeah, it'd be pretty easy to lower people down.
Well, so what I was thinking is we tie it off to the wall, and then we also tie it off the other end to the person, and then you just calculate how much feet, because I have 50 feet, so even if they fall, they're only going to fall 5 feet, and then or like let's say 8 feet, so they don't actually hit the ground. You get what I'm saying?
Yep, I got you.
And then you just rappel down. Because if they fall, they're not going to hit the ground, and then they could just take the rope off at that point, and then toss it back up to the next person, and then just repeat that.
So you tie the rope to the side of the cave wall, make sure it's nice and sturdy, and you drop the rope down. Who wants to climb down first?
Not it.
Well,
I guess
climbing is going to take an athletics check. So whoever's got the highest athletics probably going to be the best at it.
Just a guess, but I think that's probably me.
That is
So
most definitely you.
Yeah.
Or maybe Drugami. I don't know. Drugami's got pretty good athletics, maybe.
I'm gonna say +5.
But no opposable thumbs, so that might be a problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm busy trying to figure it out.
Snow leopards could jump over 40 feet in length, so.
Yeah, very true. So you want the athletics check in the tower,
No,
or just out there?
when it needs to be in a tower, I'll tell you.
So, John, if we did it the way I said, let's say he fails it. What could happen in that regard?
Well, you'll find out if he fails it. 26 is a critical success. You easily make it down. Valeros is a strong, beefy, burly farmhand. He knows how to do this. Using the rope, he easily makes it down. Who's next? Now, Valeros, since you're down there, if you want, you can help your friends.
Planned on it.
Okay. So the way you help your friends is an aid. You roll first, and you roll the same check that they're going to roll. And depending on what you get bonuses or penalties to their roll. So Valeros is holding the rope and helping, assisting his friends to go down.
Okay. So my athletics check goes first.
Yes. That's a regular success, and you add a +1 to whoever is going to be trying their athletics to go down.
So, what I wanted to ask again is, it was what I was offering. Are we not able to do that for this for what we're trying to do here? Well, like I was saying, you're saying he's holding the rope. What I was going to say is, he's down there. Instead of doing that, I have 50 feet of rope, right? So let's say 10 foot down, 10 foot to the wall, plus another 5 or 10, whatever. I'm still within that 50-foot radius, right? Or not radius, but that limit. So what I'm saying is, if we tie the rope off to the wall, or whatever, have the people up top hold it, however that works.
Yeah.
Then I just tie off a remainder onto myself or Beetle or somebody, and that way you slowly lower them down, or they rappel down, however it's happening, and even if you slip, you're not going to fall and hit the ground because you're still tied, is what I'm saying.
Sure, we can do that. I will change the checks around a little bit, because what if you guys lose the grip on a person and drop them?
You still you're still tied. Yeah, okay, that works. That works.
We do it however you guys want. You're still going to be rolling checks. It just depends on who rolls the checks, how high the DCs are.
Now, are there different checks that you can roll for this, such as, obviously this is athletics, right? But
yeah.
I don't know if there's a different check that could go for something similar to that.
That's DM discretion. It depends on the argument you're making to me. Because if you want to tie a belay around somebody, I'm going to ask you to roll crafting.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Does anyone have a good crafting?
Mine is decent, but I'm
down there.
You're down there.
See, now I'm assuming that if someone was trying to tight walk down, you would go for an acrobatics, and that seems a little self-explanatory. But I get where you're going with crafting.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. If somebody's tight roping down there, I'd probably give you a higher DC to do that.
Well, yeah.
Well, you guys.
Beetle's going to kind of shove one end of the rope into Dragami's mouth, and we'll try to lower Dragami down until
Dragami
Valero can catch him.
The Dragami gets a bonus from Valeros, so you see that modifier blocks. You can put a +1 in there, and you can roll for Dragami. You have access to his sheet, right?
I don't have his sheet.
Double click his token.
I did, but it doesn't show up.
It doesn't pop up. Oh man, it's always It should pop up for you.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so you can roll his athletics that way. And add a +1 on his modifier.
Okay. Good.
15 +1 from that's with the +1. 15. You know what? Because Valeros was holding it, that brought you to the DC that you needed. You see how tight the math is here? Without Valeros holding that rope really tight and helping him along, your little kitty cat might have slipped.
Alright. That seems simple enough. I think we're kind of overthinking this a little bit, guys. I think we can easily climb down this, and I'll do the same thing and try to climb down myself.
I will take Valeros's +1 on you as well.
So I'm seeing Drugami has a +1 in athletics, but it's a D20 +6. What is the +5?
Drugami has a +5 naturally.
Yeah.
+1 is Valeros adding 1 to it.
Okay.
He is much stronger than me.
You make it down, no problem.
God, I'm dreading this.
Don't worry. This is the first skill challenge. It's easy.
I'm gonna die.
The worst possible scenario is you fall on your head.
You're not going to die, because even if you fell, I'd at least try to catch you.
Actually,
Yeah, I will try to steady the rope
How would you-
one end.
Yeah, you would
How would
only... something really bad only happens if you crit fail this.
okay, well, how would you rule it as if I'm... can he actually try and catch me, or is that his assistance? That's, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, what the way I rule it is the number of rolls that you get. So, yeah, he can try to catch you and stuff like that, but I probably roll that into him assisting you.
Okay. Can he still assist me at this point?
He is assisting you. You get a +1 to you.
Oh, I still get a plus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody gets it. He's helping.
Okay.
I'm just asking, can I add
No,
them
that's
to the
fine.
aid, or only one person's really aid?
Your aid won't help because... So this is the thing. When you get pluses and minuses, right, those are called bonuses and penalties. There's
Gotcha.
2 types of bonuses and penalties. Status bonus and circumstance bonus. Valeros is giving you a circumstance bonus. Circumstance bonuses don't stack with each other. You just take the highest one.
Correct.
Status
Did
and
I make it?
circumstance do stack. Yes, you did. You made it just fine. Valeros got you.
You were all worried.
Yeah, you worried for no reason.
I land right in your arms, Valeros.
And you also remember you have a hero point, so if you roll a nat 1, you can spend your hero point to re-roll that. Hero points are very generous.
Are these pumpkins or eggs, I say as I get down here?
I don't know.
We
I guess
still
I'm the
got-
only one.
You're the last one.
I'm the only one who's still up there. Yep. All right. So I just roll a check.
Yeah.
Athletics.
So what would that be? Athletics or acrobatics or?
Well, tell me how you want to get down. And the DCs are different. You want to be all rogue ninja-like and use an acrobatics. You tell me how you're getting down, and I'll determine the DC. Those are mushrooms, by the way.
Oh.
I'm not going to do anything special. I'm just going to go down using the rope that he tied up.
Okay, so it's an athletics check +1.
Athletics +1. All right. Cool. And then. Okay. That's... Ooh. That would make it.
Do you want to
8.
use a hero point?
Yeah, I think I better use my hero point.
Roll it again.
Same thing.
Well, a
Oh,
7,
wow.
a 7 is a fail, but it's not a critical fail. So you try to go down the rope, but what happens is your hands slip, and you grab onto the rope, and you move nowhere. You may try again.
Okay.
You hit the spot where Drugami's drool was on the rope.
You made it. You're fine.
All right.
Now,
It's easy getting down, getting up is going to be much more tougher.
well, it's climbing up and hoping you don't fall halfway up, right?
It's only 10 feet.
That's a lot of falling down. I'm just kidding.
No, we'll just.
You guys are you guys have taken a couple of wounds from that rat encounter, but otherwise you're feeling not too bad. You look around and
Now-
there's a patch of mushrooms right next to you.
I'm gonna take another sniff to see if I possibly smell that second creature. If it's close to nearby.
You may roll a perception. This is imprecise scent. Imprecise using scent. And I don't care if it's Dice Tower or not.
Ooh.
That will be a regular success. That you get a faint smell of that other creature that you smelled before. It's it's going towards the north.
Going towards the north.
Now, can I use my nature to recall information about these mushrooms
You
as fauna?
absolutely can.
Oh God.
You fail on that check. You're not really sure if these mushrooms are delicious or poisonous. They could be either.
How big are they? Are like they really
They're
like
pretty
5
big.
feet or?
They're like I wouldn't say 5 feet, but they're like they're like waist high, like underground cavern type mushrooms.
I'm gonna take my scimitar and cut a piece of it off.
All right, you're holding a mushroom.
I'm gonna take a sample.
You eat the mushroom.
Whoa! No, I didn't say eat. I
Oh.
didn't say eat.
You take a sample.
I said
All right. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming you got a little vial or something. You put a piece of mushroom in there.
Well, let me check my inventory. I have a. Do we come with? I'm just gonna
You
take
can
a
have
sample.
a vial. You can have an empty potion bottle or something. It's fine.
All right, I'm gonna put a vial of mushroom.
Vile mushroom.
No, not vial mushroom. Vial of mushroom sample. Because my intention now is to see if someone can identify this at some other point.
So you guys are kind of looking around, and you realize that this cavern's pretty big. The cavern opens up to a much wider area to the north, and you can feel this cold breeze coming at you.
Okay.
I reckon that's the way we
cavern
gotta go,
kinda
guys.
Slopes downward. You see those steps to the north, so it slopes downward in that direction. It's not a cliff like before. It's just it's like a slope.
All right.
So
Lead the way.
as you guys
And-
approach, because the light spell on a Valeros is so damn bright, it opens up your vision to what's ahead, and you see that there's a big chamber full of spider webs. All
Oh,
those
boy.
spider webs, are difficult terrain.
Now, here's another question for
Yeah.
you. Because I don't want to. I know D&D, you don't really do this so much, or it kind of, I don't know, but I'm looking at this trying to look at it in a new light, right?
Yeah.
So can we do a survival or nature check? Like, are you encouraging rolls like that? Hey, there's a spider web for each thing.
So,
you know
so
what I mean?
the way skill checks work is that they work the same way that 5th edition works. Like, there's something going on. You say, well, do I know anything about it? And I would ask you to roll check. It does work that way. However, in addition to that, skill checks are very prominent in Pathfinder. There are prescribed skill checks in certain times where I'm really need you to make certain checks. So there are
Now, are you going to tell us or leave it?
No. Right now, if you're like, I want to know a little bit about these spider webs, I will allow you. And you want to roll a nature check? Absolutely, you can. I'll tell you more if you do well in a check. But if you
Or if we do
bungle
bad,
the check,
yeah.
Something bad will happen.
All right. Do I need to get closer if I want to do that,
You see very well because a light spell was cast on Valeros' shield, so it is lighting up the whole room.
Oh, there we go.
That is a critical success. You recognize these spider webs. Obviously, they're spider webs. You also recognize that this kind of webbing pattern, this extensive, has to come from a spider that's very big.
Okay, fair enough. And I share that with you guys. I'm like, hey, as you can see, these are big webs, but it's not from little spiders together.
You deduce that these are big, dangerous spiders that make webs like this.
Which helps, because instead of it being a bunch of small ones, I know it could be one or a couple bigger ones. Yeah.
Yes, we can just die quicker.
Yeah.
Let's just talk of dying. Nobody's going to die. Not yet.
Not yet.
All right.
Never know.
Get down there, big guy, and give
Hold up.
Okay, yeah.
How about maybe from a distance we try to get rid of some of these spider webs? Because we know there's probably going to be a spider attacking us soon.
Uh-oh.
Well, you realize that when you start jacking with the webs, it's going to disturb the spider.
Well, that's true, too.
Well, it's difficult terrain for us to get through here anyway, so we're going to be touching spider webs anyway, so I'm thinking of throwing some...
A torch?
So there's pluses and minuses to that line of thinking. Number one is that's a great idea, getting rid of the webs so spiders don't come out. But also, you realize that the cave is very dank. There's a lot of moisture on these webs. So you don't think you can do anything to just set all the webs ablaze. You think maybe you can get a couple of patches off or something like that. Yeah.
Or at least if you go up and burn them intentionally for each, like the path
you
ahead.
can burn a little bit off, but you're not going to be able to just light them all ablaze because the cavern's kind of wet.
Yeah.
And we're not hiding above
take this on however you like.
Yeah, now considering doing produce flame on some of the fire webs to
that will work.
Get rid of some. What do you guys think of that idea? Oh.
I like it.
I support it.
All right. What I need you to do is pick. Let me see your produce flame. Pick a
30 feet.
Pick a 3x3 square, and throw your produce flame.
Hey, I just want to put out here, if you go to settings and options will come up, and then right under per user, you could turn auto center map off, so that way when John does his thing, I don't believe it'll jump it for you.
Correct.
Yeah, I'll try not to do it too often. Just once.
No, you're good because it doesn't affect me anymore.
So you said
pick a
3x3 area.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 30 feet away. So I'm gonna go right there. To do produce flame?
I do.
So
all right.
let's say over here you do the produce flame and you burn. You do it. You have to do it several times because it's not easy to catch these webs on fire. It's because of the moisture in the cave. But you're able to clear this area so it's no longer difficult terrain. However, when you do this, you notice parts of the web are moving. You don't see where what's causing this movement. You've disturbed something.
Probably something large.
Yep.
Ooh, I just read on the nature that you can command animals. So would spiders count as animals?
You can't command a hostile animal.
Okay.
You can only command animals that are like kind of you've neutralized or are your companions. As a matter of fact, that's what Beetle uses to control his snow leopard. He uses command animal.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. As opposed to just letting it run up and attack, he issues a command to do so.
Otherwise, his animal companion does nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do little creatures also.
So he's basically got the cat in bondage.
Yeah, I think
No,
there is a
we're good
stipulation.
buddies. We're good buddies.
If you want to command an animal that's not friendly to you, I think you have to crit it to be able to successfully do anything.
Right.
All right, so you guys have been able to clear off a little patch, but you've disturbed something there. Tell me how you want to approach it.
Well, do you guys want to make use of this narrow space?
And what? Draw it up one by one or something like that?
Trying to draw it to us? Or do you just want to go out there and I can bang my sword on my shield and try to get its attention?
Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to go down there, who else is a melee character? Is it just you and me, potentially, for the moment?
I need to be a melee character. I'm a rogue.
Are you? How are you attacking mostly? Is what I'm saying. Do you have ranged?
I do have ranged weapons.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we have Valeros go in the front, right? And I'll let's say, for example, I'm gonna just draw this right here. Valeros, if you go right here, I can go next to you or whatever. But if things get hairy, I can heal you. But we'll try and let them attack you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Obviously, me being up there with you will do the same thing, but I can still heal on one of my actions if I'm not mistaken.
And that'll give Maricela a chance to stealth and possibly gain some tactical advantage.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, so Valeros, you move up here, correct?
Yes.
And Roland, you're like right here next to him, correct?
Can I move up right here?
You do whatever you want.
Or is it too small? Yeah, okay. I didn't know if it was too small.
There.
Yeah,
you can squeeze there. So
I'll squeeze there.
The two of you are up there, and the rest of you are happy where you are?
Or Mauricio, you probably want to get a little closer so you can see a little bit better, maybe?
I was going to say, how close do you want me?
Yeah, because you could probably see a little bit more of what we can see, because it opens up to the right.
Yeah, into squares, I guess.
Yeah, staying behind my character is probably a good idea because it'll obscure the vision of the monster.
Now, I got a question. I got a question for everybody. Two questions. Number one is, are you all aware of what you're holding in your left and right hands? Correct.
Yes.
A scimitar and a shield, right?
Okay, good. Because in case you want to switch weapons, switch a ranged weapon, you have to spend actions to do that if you don't start combat like that.
Gotcha.
I was going to say, can I switch all my weapons to my ranged weapons? What kind of ranged weapons?
But you got to declare that before anything starts. If you didn't, then we're assuming you go with whatever you had last time, which is your melee weapons.
I also want to say I am looking up.
You're looking
because
up?
I came from a party where they say, "Oh, no one ever looks up," and you look up and there's
Roland,
100.
You win the hero point of the day.
Oh, fantastic!
You get an additional hero point. I know you spent one before, didn't you?
No, I did not.
Oh, so you have 2 hero points.
Okay.
That was me.
You look up and you see. You can roll perception actually when you look up.
Okay. One moment. Let's see.
That is a success. You look
nice
up
roll.
And you think you see that there is a very, very well camouflaged spider hanging upside down on the ceiling, sort of like in this area, waiting to just drop down and ambush you. Whoops, I'm sorry.
You have no idea how happy
I
am.
My little box walk go away by mistake. There we go.
Yeah, you have no idea how happy I am because we have a DM who not abuses that, but gives us crap all the time. So yeah, I'm gonna point that out to you and everyone else, and I'm gonna whisper, "Hey, I think there's a spider up there. It's hard to see, but I definitely see something."
Okay, so I will look up as well.
But you realize that the spider is probably waiting to ambush you. It doesn't seem like it's gonna overtly attack until you kind of get closer. So it's waiting for you to get in range.
Now I'm gonna ask Mariel if he or she can shoot a ranged attack at that area. Is that possible?
She can.
Oh,
So you there is an action that you take in middle of combat called point out. If you detect a hidden creature, you can point it out so your other allies can see it. We're not in combat yet, so you can just do that.
Okay, so yeah, let's try and do that. Does that sound good, Mariel?
Yep.
Now,
Is this creature just hanging from a thread, or is it like...
no, it's upside down, perched upside down, because spiders have climbs, so they can just move upside down. It's grabbed onto the ceiling. The ceiling is about 10 feet up.
Can I call for a little bio break here, real quick, before we get started?
Absolutely.
John,
We'll take a bio break. 5 minutes.
John, so far I'm enjoying this. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, you haven't seen anything. We barely scratched the surface. So far, we're playing pretty much D&D. This is not that much.
Yeah,
different.
well, what I'm saying is, like, I think if I was to do this on my, like I said, create a character. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I looked at the cleric class a little bit, and I saw that I could do the heal, which I have, right? Or I could have built it differently, if I'm not mistaken, and done more of a harm type of class. Depending on how you go with it.
Yeah, you have the amount of things you can do in building your character in Pathfinder is staggering, is absolutely staggering. It's insane. You have so many options, and the trick to the way they built the system is that even though you have a billion options, none of those options will do things like directly increase your attack bonus. None of them will increase your numbers. Your numbers are fixed, but the options.
Well, I did see you become trained, untrained, trained, and so on. So if I want to focus on a specific route, it looks like I can do that.
Yeah. So
build.
You can do things like that, but they don't sit there and pump. You can't exploit it. That's the idea.
No,
it's balanced.
Now let me ask you this: if I wanted to, and just throwing this out here, if I wanted to, and I said, hey, I want to go healing, right? But I want to get like little buffs to healing, and I'm not saying this mushroom does this, right? But let's say if you said, "Oh, this mushroom, I successfully critted it," and you're like, "Well, you notice this mushroom's using healing capacities. Is there a route you can take and say I can collect certain types of fauna that can benefit or harm other creatures?"
I think there is an archetype that lets you do stuff like that.
See, that's where 5e
there are like dozens of things I don't even know what they do yet. I haven't even encountered them. But for instance, you know how 5e has an Eldritch Knight, because a lot of people want that fantasy of I'm an armored warrior, but I got spells too. But it's hard to actually make that character. Pathfinder did it right. They have a character class called a Magus. This is a class that at the same time. Yeah, he casts a spell and puts the spell into his sword, and he strikes with a sword.
Oh.
He does the damage and the spell damage at the same time. But that class has a big downside in that their spell progression is really weird, where you start losing spells as you level up. You lose your low level spells, and also they have to have a massive investment into their spell strike. Their spell strike is like their big thing. So if you miss with your spell strike, you're screwed.
Well, if this is going the way I think it could be going, it seems that you can do a lot more in this than you could in 5e, which is a shame because I've looked at some things like they have
in
the
5e
background.
you gotta homebrew stuff.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You have to, because I wish they came out with more, like not house, but like Wizards rules, where it's like the alchemy or things like that, where it's like your healer's kit. It basically is like it is what it is, and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
The healer's kit is essential in Pathfinder, especially if you don't have a dedicated healer like your cleric. Absolutely essential, because you don't heal on your own. You don't take short rests.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's
so
what
it's
I'm saying.
absolutely
It's
very, very
useless
important.
in 5e.
Yeah. In 5e, they didn't implement it well.
Well, and they should focus on things like that rather than the other crap we have to deal with.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But their goals are clear. They wanna get.
I know.
More money.
But this is going the way I think it is. I'm interested.
You haven't seen anything yet. You haven't seen a real tough Pathfinder battle where your party literally has a 50% chance of TPK. you know, and it's fair. It's not the DM making crap up on the spot and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
fair.
yeah.
It's per the rules.
It's balanced.
I'm playing the game per the rules, and it's tough. That's what makes the game exciting. And then the only way you pull through is because your party combines its skills properly, and you survive. Because if you sit there and everybody's doing their own thing, then you'll probably die.
I'm liking this because I feel like how you even said, okay, I don't see exactly what it is or know what exactly it is, but I could see a faint image of a spider. You know, it's you don't really, not you, but I'm saying people in general, us even. We don't have these.
You can do that with D&D too. It's not
just harder.
Yeah, you can do. I mean, some of the things it's not because of the system; it's just because of the way I DM. But you know, some things are very specific to the system. For instance, there's an action you can take called Recall Knowledge. You succeed on this action, and you can just be like, "What's this monster's armor class?" And I'll tell you. Like
I gotcha.
Yeah, and that becomes extremely important because you face monsters, you have no idea what the hell it is, and you do the right recall knowledge, you know how to bring it down. That monster shows up, has an armor class of 45. You can't hit it, you have no idea how to take it out. But somebody in a party has a high recall knowledge, they roll that recall knowledge, they crit it, and I tell you, this monster's weak to fire or whatever. That's one of the major things that kind of really set the system apart. In 5e, it's not like you can't do it, but it's just you gotta make a homebrew kind of situation to do it. Recall knowledge in Pathfinder is very powerful. I haven't introduced it to you guys yet. I haven't even introduced flanking to you yet. Right now, we just barely fought one battle and had one skill.
Well, I feel like you're also you're being, I don't want to say you're like holding back, but you're being kind and you're treating this as a learning experience, which I really do appreciate.
This is the way this adventure is meant to be run. Is that every single room you learn a new concept, and then at the end you put it together. And there's the final boss of this dungeon. Most people die to the final boss.
This specific dungeon.
Not this adventure. So So I have to make a decision while you guys are going through it. I judge how well you're doing, and I see if you should be fighting the elite monster or the regular version of the final boss. Or not at all. I kind of decide what I do depending on how you guys are doing and how well you're playing the game. Because this game is also skill based.
This map comes with like if I wanted to get this map off of you after we finish it, or
I
so
don't
I could
have
throw
a PDF.
it in.
It's in Fantasy Grounds, but this map is very common. It's you can probably Google it and find it.
I don't want to spoil anything, but I was hoping. I don't know how far we'll get, but I kind of want to use this because
If you look up Menace Under Otari, I'm sure you can find a PDF online. This is like Lost Minds of Fandelver for Pathfinder. Everybody has this.
Okay. I'll do that
after
we're
this
done
is
with
the
it.
most common map in Pathfinder.
I don't want to spoil the map for myself. You know what I mean? But afterwards, it's like this is something I could throw my party in, and I'm like, this is pretty cool.
Oh, I steal a lot of Pathfinder stuff for 5e games. Are we all back?
Right,
I'm back.
Valeros, you still at bathroom break? So, since he's away, I'll just kind of go over. So, you know how you have 3 actions, and so far you guys have been using your 3 actions to move and attack. Well, now let's talk about in Pathfinder. You have a million options on what you can do with those actions. We just haven't discussed them yet. For instance, one of the actions you can do is grapple. One of the actions you can do is disarm. One of the actions you can do is demoralize. These are all based on your skills and abilities. The higher your skill, the more successfully you're going to be able to do those actions. So part of doing those actions is you might not necessarily be attacking, but you're going to be doing things to influence the enemies and make them weaker or bolster your allies to make them stronger. Because the multi-attack penalty is brutal. The first attack has a good chance of hitting. The second attack is likely to miss. The third attack is absolutely going to miss unless you crit. So that's how the
Gotcha.
multi-attack. So it's not doesn't make sense to sit there and swing your sword 3 times every round. So you have
So
those.
can you attack and then cast a spell and then try and disarm? And is it all
Only if you
or-
have
or
a
is that-
one-action spell. The majority of spells are 2 actions.
Okay.
There are
okay,
some
good to know.
exceptions that are one-action spells. They're rare. For instance, focus spells are one-action spells. The shield spells are
Does-
one-action spell, but everything else,
Where
like
do I read if like Burning Hands is 1 or 2?
it's 2 actions. When you
How do
look
I
at your
know?
character sheet, you see those
Oh.
diamonds. The diamond represents an action. So the heal
Gotcha.
spell is very special because it's 1 action, 2 action, or 3 actions, your choice. If you cast it with 1 action, it's a touch range and it does D8 healing. If you cast it with 2 actions, it's uber charged. It is a 30-foot range and it does D8 plus 8 healing. If you cast it with 3 actions, it explodes out of you in 30-foot radius. All living creatures heal D8. So you choose how many actions you want to use to cast that spell. They all cost 1 spell slot. Magic Missile works the same way. You can cast 1 missile, 2 missile, 3 missiles, depending on how many spells, how many actions you use.
John, I don't know
Yes.
what the hell I did, but I had runic weapon and something else, and I don't know. I clicked something and it added like 5 more spells, and I only had 2. Do you know what the pregen started with? It was runic weapon, magic weapon, and one more thing.
None of those.
I know. I think I deleted the wrong one, but I know it was in blessed commands, so I'm getting rid of those.
I will tell you right now because I can pull it up.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know what the hell I clicked.
It's all good.
Oh, it was Burning Hands. That
Burning
was
Hands.
it. That was it.
Yeah, Kyra,
Okay.
because her domain is Saren Ray, she has Burning Hands. Normally, it's an arcane spell. So I will just put. You know how to put.
I got
spells in
it.
there. Yeah,
Yep.
you got it.
Sorry, that took a little bit longer than I
Burning Hands
expected.
also has been renamed the Breathe Fire.
Okay.
For the remake, but it's the same thing. Some spells that have been rebranded also change stats, so that's a little sticky situation. You got the way your character sheets are running is perfectly legal. It's fine.
Okay.
All right, so
Are we all back?
Are we all back?
Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
I just got back. Sorry about that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we are back into. So you guys, I believe you've decided that you want to take an action and attack that spider. That will start combat.
Okay.
Are you committed to
There.
that?
Bear, you want to attack?
Well, here's another thought. We don't necessarily have to attack the creature. We don't know if it's hostile yet or not, despite the fact that it's got a red box around it.
Well, I would go off on a limb here and say unless we have something that we can use to befriend a spider or spiders plural, it might be futile. You know, if we
Could
throw
be.
some rats in there, if we went back and got some rats, that would be something where we could distract them. I'm sure John would be interested in that too. But we'd have to climb back up the cliff and grab them.
Right. Yep, agreed. Okay. Carry on.
As in shoot an arrow or
Yeah, if that's what you guys want to do, go for it. I'm here for it.
Okay, I will turn Token Lock on. And Maricil, you get a free action to attack it. Once you attack, we roll initiative. So very large spider number 1 right there. You can target it and shoot your arrow at it. It is not flat-footed to you because it has been sitting there waiting in ambush. It knows you're there, so you can't get that sneak attack.
Alright, so I guess the only ranged weapon I actually do have, I thought I had a bow, but it looks like I just have a dagger that I can throw, which I guess that'll suffice.
I'm sorry you don't have a bow, but you know what? You guys have some gold. You can go up and buy stuff.
Alright, I'll throw my dagger at this guy.
Technically, it's farther than 20 feet, and you're throwing it at a longer distance, but I will accept this. This is fine. Because it's
I was
on the
going to
ceiling.
say, what's the range of a dagger? Oh, 10 feet, okay.
Yeah, technically, so for every additional increment of 10 feet, it's minus like 2. So it's really bad attack bonus if you throw it down. But for the purposes of our game, go ahead and chuck your dagger. I'm fine with that.
What is Beetle's class?
I'm a druid.
He's a druid.
Okay.
Whoa!
Gotcha. Whoa!
We got a critical
You're in the
hit
crit.
on Merciel.
Nice.
Very
I
nice.
rolled a natural 20. Alright, so I guess I'll roll the damage and it'll just double.
It will automatically double. Oh my good, you got double once. That was impressive. That was impressive, though. So, everybody roll their initiative. We're going to begin.
I'll just roll perception as my initiative, just because.
Got you, Valeros.
I see that.
I saw a 1 too, so that's why I was like,
I
oh,
fumbled the initiative.
Damn.
Oh, also in Pathfinder, you can delay a turn. Unlike 5th edition, you can just say, "I don't want to take my turn now. I'll tell you when I want to take it." You can do that. Okay.
Okay.
Just in case you want to delay your turn right now.
Yeah, because I'm looking at what I have, and it doesn't seem like much, and I don't think. Well, map. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't. It doesn't sound like. Well, but if I went up, can I hit him? Because he's only 10 feet up. So if I'm 5
what are you
feet
trying
under.
to hit it with?
Well, I'm saying my scimitar, right? Because he's 5 feet
You
away.
can't
If I
hit
get
him.
right next.
You can't hit him with your scimitar. That's why I'm asking you, do you want to delay your turn?
Yeah, I'm going to delay my
So
turn.
anytime a turn is coming, you can jump back in at any time during this round when you delay.
Okay, I'm going to delay, and
You tell
I'll let
me
you
I
know.
want to jump back in or something, okay?
Okay, I like that. Okay.
Valeros, you're up. Drugami goes with Beetle's turn.
So I'm just going to move out in the open. I'm guessing the spider didn't drop down when it got hit by the dagger.
Spider hasn't had a chance to drop down.
And can I hold my action
So wait,
until it does?
if
So,
that's the case, can he
Instead
hold
of
his turn
holding your,
until...
so this is what you do in terms of holding actions in Pathfinder. You can't just say I'm going to hold my action. What you do instead is say I want to prepare an action. That costs you 2 action points. However, that turns your action into a reaction. So you can say I want to prepare a strike when the spider's in range, and that will cost you 2 actions. But when the spider comes in range, you can strike it as a reaction.
Okay, then that's what I want to do. I want to prepare an action to strike the spider when it drops
Perfect.
or comes into play. And I have one more action that
No,
I
you
have
don't,
to take.
because the prepare an action costs 2.
And your movement was 1.
Your movement
Gotcha.
costs 1, so that is your 3 actions this turn.
Perfect.
As a matter of fact, the spider goes, and guess what? It drops down. So you may attack it.
Thank you.
Did you target it?
I guess I did not have it targeted.
Hold on. That's going to be a regular hit anyway, so just go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Ooh, good strike on the spider.
And I'd like to jump in here.
You can't jump in unless it's before a turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can't jump in the
after-
middle of somebody's turn. That spider didn't like getting hit like that. Okay? So the spider is first. The first thing it's going to do is it's going to shoot a web at you. This is an attack bonus.
Okay.
This is an attack against your armor class. He hits you with a web.
Okay.
This is a regular hit. So with a regular hit, you are immobilized, stuck to the web.
Okay.
Being immobilized, you are also flat-footed. So now we're going to talk about flat-footed. Flat-footed, also known as off-guard, is the most common condition in Pathfinder 2. A lot of things can cause you to do it. One of the most common things that cause you to do it is flanking. When you're flat-footed, mechanically what it means is your armor class goes down by 2. However, it also opens you up for things like sneak attack. Also, you have another condition called immobilized. It's not a fun condition. You can open up conditions bar if you have it. Immobilized means, number 1, you can't move. Number 2, you cannot use any actions that have a move trait. If you're immobilized by something holding you in place like this web, I'm sorry. If you are immobilized by something like this thing holding you in web, the only action that you can take is try to break out the immobilize.
Okay.
I hope I'm not getting
running.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you can still attack while you're immobilized. You're not restrained. But that's only 2 of its actions. On its 3rd action, it's going to hit you with some fangs.
Of course.
Now that you're flat-footed, and I'm putting that, you have the. Let me see if you have the effect on you. Your armor class goes down 2, making you very easy to hit.
Right.
Let me see if you have. Oh, you're not flat-footed. I'm putting flat-footed on you. You have the off-guard condition. Now it's going to try to do its fangs. It scores a nat 1 on trying to hit you. It drops its fangs. Luckily, you can see that the fangs were dripping with poison, and you've avoided that.
Excellent.
Okay, Roland, would you like to jump in at this point before the next turn? You may.
Yes, I would.
Okay, take your turn. I'm going to change your initiative to be after the spider, which is 19.
Is this flanking if I go here?
Yes. Flanking means opposite ends. So now that you're flanking it, it is off guard. So I'll do it I'll do it for now, but in the future, I need the players to put the off guard condition on enemies. So now it's off guard. Its AC goes down by 2.
Ooh, okay. So that's my 1 movement, and then 2 is this. Ooh, that's a miss. Okay.
Even though it's off guard and has lower AC, you still didn't hit it with a 13.
I'm going to try one more time, and it was still a miss. All right.
That second attack is very, very difficult to hit with, especially if you don't have a high attack bonus.
Yeah. And just because I'm going to bring this up right now, so since it's my turn, I'm not hearing anything on Siren. Did I not join correctly? I don't know if you guys have that running.
The music ended.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Well, I don't know if I'm in. I don't know how to check that because I have the app downloaded.
You might have to use the new link or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Cool.
That is the end of your turn. We have a new challenger. Oh, this spider has to use 2 movements to get to you. But now you're flanked. Taking advantage of the flank, this spider is going to try to inject you with this horrible venom.
Sheesh.
He hits you. The damage is 6. However, you are now infected with a giant spider venom, which is a kind of poison. When you get infected with the venom, your initial response is a Fortitude save, which I'll roll for you. You critically failed the fortitude save. Would you like to use your hero point?
Yeah.
Okay, let's roll that again. You have to take the second result.
Okay.
Can't be any worse than a 1. Second result is a success. You stave off the spider venom. Very, very lucky. Because spider venom is nasty.
Okay.
Hold on, let me... Beetle, you're up. 2 spiders.
So my question is the spider one is off guard.
Not to you. He's only
Not
off
to me.
guard to the
Okay,
2
that's
people
what I want.
flanking him. So if you're going to attack it, I have to take off the off guard condition.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah,
That's why I want to make players responsible for putting off guard, because there's a lot of things that go off guard.
No problem. We're gonna move.
Oh, I want to remind you,
there.
your little snow leopard has some cool abilities. He has a support ability. He spends
Yeah.
1 action, and any enemies in his melee range are off guard to you. He spends that action. But in order to get him over there, you have to spend an action to give him 2 actions. And I'm not sure you can even make
Perfect. He can make it next Large Spider 1. So, I am going to move here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's correct.
And then I think. Oh,
So if you want him to move,
yeah. I'm going to
you
use
have-
my action.
You spend an action. to
Yeah, I'm
give
going to
him
tell him to do.
2 actions. So 1,
Yep,
2,
I'm gonna-
3, 5, 10, 15, 25,
Is that too far?
30, 35. That's correct.
Alright.
He has 1 more action because you gave him 2.
Yep, and yeah, he's going to move there, and then he will attack the spider.
The spider is not off guard to him. So just a regular attack.
So he will use his jaws to bite the spider.
He
It
misses
was a
the
miss.
spider.
And then, so that was 2 actions from me, and then I guess I will just attack with the sickle in my hand. Okay. Okay, I'm looking at the. Oh, this is first second.
Not gonna cut
And
it. Pathfinder armor classes are high. So if you're not really
Yeah.
good at something, you're gonna miss a lot.
Alright.
Anything else? Well, I think that is your 3 actions, right?
That's my
I
three
don't have to
actions.
say anything else on your turn anymore. I hate doing that. 5th edition's always like that. You're gonna use that bonus action. All right, Marcel, you're up. Marcel? Are you talking? I can't hear you.
Looks like disconnected from the server.
What happened here? Okay, so I'm going to drop Mariseal's turn, and she can come back when she reconnects. We are going all the way to the top of initiative with Valeros.
Okay. So, and the only action I can take is to try and escape, right?
No, you can attack. You are immobilized, not restrained. However,
Okay.
if you don't escape, you have no move. You can't move. If
Right.
you want to escape, you use either athletics or acrobatics against the DC of this web. Also, I want to tell you, when you try to escape immobilization, that has the attack trait. So everything that you do has a hashtag on it. Anything with an attack hashtag contributes to multi-attack penalty. So if you escape the web and you make an attack, that attack will has multi-attack penalty.
Okay, but if I attack first,
Then the escape attempt has multi-attack penalty.
okay. Well, I'll try and escape first.
Okay, the escape is an athletics check. The DC is 17. You fail. You don't critically fail, so that's good.
It was close.
That attempt to escape was considered an attack.
Okay, so I have to use my second set of dice.
You can try to attempt to escape again, but it's going to be multi-attack penalty.
No, I was talking about for my attack. I would have to use the second of a multi-attack
Yes.
roll.
So certain actions have the attack trait, the hashtag attack. All those actions contribute to multi-attack penalty.
Okay.
You do have flanking, so he is off guard to you. That will make him a lot easier to hit. So you have a good chance of hitting him, even though it's a second attack. You do indeed hit him. That kills him.
Excellent. And that should be it for me, right?
You have one more action.
Okay. Can't move. I could try to escape again.
Yes, but that will be the third multi-attack penalty, which is going to be a -10 to your roll.
Huh.
If you look at your character sheet, on the very top, you see MA number 2, MA number 3. You can click those before you roll for easy. Here are the things you can do. You can raise a shield.
I see.
You can try to escape again.
Okay.
You can try to yell at that spider and demoralize it, but it's not likely going to be successful.
I want to see what that looks like.
You can possibly succeed. The spider doesn't speak your language, so you get a -4 to your intimidation.
Okay, I'll try to escape again.
Okay, so it's a multi-attack number 3. You pretty much need a crit. It's an athletics check in your case. You escape.
Nice.
Wait a second, you rolled Arcana?
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
okay, I will accept that roll of 18 and apply it to your athletics, and you escape.
Excellent, thank you.
Let me see what that roll would have been. Your athletics is +7. Multi-attack penalty makes it -3. So 18 minus 3 is 15. Actually, no, I'm sorry, you don't escape. Sorry.
Okay.
That third multi-attack penalty is it's a Hail Mary roll. You pretty much need a crit.
Right.
Those are your 3 actions. Roland, you're up.
So you can take off guard off of me since I'm no longer flanked. I can't myself.
I'll take it off.
And what I'll do now is I'll swing. That's a hit.
You do manage to hit with that.
Okay. Can I, if I choose to hit again, can I still raise my shield?
You have 3 actions.
So yeah, okay.
That second
Okay.
swing rarely hits. Unless
Yep,
you have
and
a very high attack bonus.
No, it's fine. I needed to use it anyways. I raised my shield. Do I have to actually click something, or is it just notionally?
For ease of access, you have a little thing you can click on combat. On the main. Shield raised in a circle. That will raise your shield for a turn. You have to raise it every turn.
Got it. Raised. All right, I'm good to go.
All right. Well, this very large spider, it's been attacking you. It's going to continue attacking you. First, it's going to launch a web at you. It misses badly with its web. It attacks you with fangs.
Oh my god. Wow.
This is real bad. So, first you take a lot of damage from the fangs. Now you do a fortitude save. If you fail this fortitude save, you're going to get double the poison damage. Because he crits you.
No, I got you. Alright, I'll do... Okay.
I'll do it for you. You succeed on the fortitude save. So, luckily, because the spider is nerfed for beginners, you take 0 damage.
Cool.
That was so he launched the web at you, he did fangs, he's going to do a multi-attack with the second fang.
Oof. Okay.
Alright, we're going through this again.
Uh-oh.
I'm down.
Roland goes down. Roland, you went down. You're going to be rolling death saves. A beetle, you're up. You got, this is your ally went down. You might want to help him.
Yeah.
So Beetle, let me go over what you can do. You have a healing kit, however, you don't have the battle medicine skill feat, so you can't use the healer's kit to heal hit points in combat. You can use the healing kit to stabilize him, so he doesn't roll death saves in combat. Likewise, you have in your spell slot, level 1 spell slot, you have a heal spell. You can use that to heal him.
I also have the stabilized hand grip.
Yeah, so you can stabilize him. The heal spell, you can. The way it works is that you choose to cast the spell with 1, 2, or 3 actions. They do different things depending on how many actions.
Yeah.
You can also feed him a healing potion too. That will take an action.
Okay.
But actually, it takes more than action because you have to take it out of your pack.
Yeah. My question is, how quickly does people on death saves
So this is how death saves work in Pathfinder. It is brutal. When you first go down, you if you are taken down by a regular attack, you are dying 1. When you reach dying 4, you're dead. Every time you succeed on a death save, your dying level goes down until it becomes dying 0. Then you stabilize. If you critically succeed, it goes down by 2. If you critically fail, it goes up by 2. That's how dying works. After you get revived or you stabilize, you get the wounded condition. So the wounded condition, next time you go down, the wounded condition is added to your dying value. So it's even worse.
Even if you heal fully?
I believe it depends on house rules. For our purposes, I think we can play. If you heal fully, you can take out the wounded condition. But there's some people who play different rules. But for our purposes, we'll play like that. So there's no likelihood that he's going to die next turn, even if he critically fails this death save. If that's what you're asking.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Unless the spider attacks his unconscious body, which it would take a really cruel DM to do that.
I think I am going to do a produce flame on the spider to attack it.
Okay. You missed the spider. You have one action.
One action left. I will command Drugami to go next to the spider and attack it himself. Where did I put it? Shit. There it is. Do a dodge.
Drugami
Hit.
does a 17, which is exactly what you need to hit the spider. Six points of damage, the spider's still alive.
Good kitty.
So those are your three actions. We go now to Menace.
Alright.
I'm sorry I had to drop your last turn, but I can't give you 2 turns at a time. I had to drop your last turn because you weren't here. Now you may take your turn.
Yeah, you don't need to feel bad or anything. It's not like I went down.
It's all your fault, Menace.
Alright, I'm gonna go over here. That's my first action. I'll use my second action to retrieve my dagger that I threw. And then my third action, let's see, what can I do with my third action?
You're staring down at Roland's dying corpse.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he stabilized or?
No, he's not. Unfortunately, you don't really have anything that can heal him.
Yeah, I don't even have a potion. Alright, well, in that case...
I'm gonna take care of him on the next turn.
Well, you could just drag him out of harm's way if you wanted.
I could do that too. Or... You know what? No, I have a better idea. I picked up my dagger, right? I'm gonna just
Stab
throw it
him.
I'll just throw it at the spider
Those are
there,
against
and then...
Pathfinder Society standards. You're not allowed to do that.
You what?
Stabbing your
No,
what am I not allowed?
teammates.
No evil alignments allowed.
Is there really no evil in Pathfinder?
In Pathfinder
No.
Society, because it's organized play, so you have a general audience, you have kids and everybody, so they don't want people doing disruptive stuff.
Okay.
Like you can stretch it a little bit, like being chaotic, you know, troublemaking goblin or something, but no obviously killing children or something.
Can you light things on fire?
I tried to throw my dagger at the spider and missed, so I'm going to end my turn.
All right, Valeros, you're up.
Okay, well, first thing I need to do is try to escape this webbing.
Yes. So you created that athletic check. Not only do you escape, but you may do an additional 5 feet of movement for free.
Thank you.
That's a critical success on the escape.
Okay. So,
You're no longer off guard or immobilized. So take 5 feet wherever you want for free. There you go.
First thing out of the way.
The creature is now off guard to you and Drugami.
okay.
Well, normally it has an armor class of 17. Now the armor class is 15, making it very easy for you to hit.
Okay. And am I still using my first attack action, or did I have to go to the second?
You had to use that attack action to break out. So now you have to use multi-attack too. But you still have an excellent chance of hitting it. Because you dropped its armor class. Nope. Oh no, you're not using multi-class attack 2. You use multi-attack 3, But if you rolled a 7 on a die, a multi-attack 2 would make you a +4, which would still not be enough to hit it.
Right. And that should be my... Is that my...
That's your third action.
Second.
Roland.
Yeah.
You are
Okay.
going to... a death save is a flat check. Your DC is 10 plus your dying value, which is 11.
And what am I? Is it a 20? D20?
A flat D20. Now, Roland, you have a hero point. If you spend your hero point, you automatically stabilize. You have to spend all the remaining hero points you have. You can do that.
No, I'm gonna just fail. That's all right.
That's not just a fail. That's a crit fail.
Oh, and I can't use my hero point to re-roll it.
You can re-roll that. Yes. You
Okay.
could have previously used it to just automatically stabilize too.
Well, I didn't think I'd have to.
Okay,
you know?
that is a success. So your dying one goes down to dying 0. You're stable.
Okay.
I was gonna say.
You otherwise would have been dying 3.
No, I gotcha.
I was gonna say he rolled a 2 the first time, and you said that was a crit fail. That.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got it confused. I thought
What?
his dying level was 1. I got it confused with 3. I'm sorry. That wasn't a crit fail. That was a normal fail.
But he
Okay.
re-rolled it with the hero point and succeeded anyway. So.
I'll still take. I mean, does it
Yeah, I'll
make a
give you
difference?
the option
if I
to take the failure because I made a mistake.
So it doesn't do a different. It doesn't make a difference, right? Like if they heal me, then it's still. I'm still good. Like it doesn't hurt me healing wise afterwards when I use heal on myself.
No.
Okay, so then yeah, I'll just take the 1.
All right,
And
so
I'll
now
keep
you're
the point.
dying 2.
Okay. All right.
Large spider, Valeros, now that you came up on it, it looks at you and it thinks you're probably a bigger threat. Throws its fangs at you. Hits you with the fangs. You take 5 points of damage. Fortitude save for poison. Valeros, do you want to re-roll that? Valeros? I'm sorry, Valeros.
That's okay.
You take 2d12 poison damage.
Sweet.
Not really.
I should be dead here soon.
Join the club.
Good lord. There it is.
You're not dead yet. You are Valeros, and you have the most hit points out of everybody.
Very close, though.
You're also flat-footed for 1 round, retching from this poison.
Okay.
So now that now that the spiders knows he's poisoned you, he's going to turn around and try to poison Dragami. It incurs multi-attack penalty. He misses. Now let me think. Is this spider smart enough to know that Valeros has opportunity attack? Probably not. So the spider's going to run away from you. Valeros, would you like to do opportunity attack?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's another crit. Valeros is a crit engine because he attacks with a +9. Spider shot.
That's better.
Combat doesn't end because we have somebody down.
I'm going to cast Stabilize initially.
Okay, in that case, combat ends.
Excellent.
So, there's Stabilize, not a crit.
I'm going to take out token lock.
Okay.
So does stabilize bring me to a hit point, or in this case, or no?
You're still at 0 hit points. You don't wake up until you
Okay.
get a hit point.
And
Yeah.
Valeros is going to take a seat until somebody can heal him.
now that I stabilized, I will do the triple mega heal.
Let me give you your options before you commit to that. So, when you're out of combat, you can of course cast spells as if you were in combat. You can do the triple heal and all of that. What you can also do is you can use your healing kit. If you use your healing kit, it depends on how good you think you are in medicine. The higher your medicine check, the better you're going to be healing. So when you use a healing kit, right, you take 10 minutes and you roll a medicine check. The medicine check for level 1 is the DC is always 15. If you succeed, you do 2d8 points of healing. If you critically succeed, you do 48 points of healing.
Wow.
If you fail, nothing
Nice.
happens. If you critically fail, you do 1d8 points of damage. That is the healer's kit. It has unlimited uses, so you can use it as much as you want. You can spend 5 days here healing everybody up with only the healer's kit and not use spell slots.
Fine. We'll use the healer's kit on roll and try to get him.
Okay, so you spend 10 minutes and roll a medicine check. DC is 15. If you're confident in your medicine, do you want to re-roll that with a hero point, or do you want to kill Roland?
I will use my hero points. So, yeah, I will use my hero point, and we'll try that again.
You succeed. The amount of healing is 2d8.
Okay.
$11 points of healing for Roland.
Good job.
Okay, not
So
bad.
let me redo your hit points. You're now down to you have 11 hit points and 10 wounds. Roland.
All right. So Roland's up. The question is,
Beetle
Roland's
comes over,
medicine better than mine?
takes out his bandages and his healing salves, and applies it to Roland, and he does a great job, and you're feeling a lot better.
Wow, that hurt. For a second, I had a dream, and I thought you were going to kill me. Crazy.
No. I was going through my herbs and stuff like that. I almost used the wrong herb. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Happens all the time. They look the same.
Valeros, you look like you could use some help.
That would be very kind of you.
Oh, no, I was just saying that. No, I'm just kidding.
So Roland,
I got
same for you. You have in your options for healing is you can cast a spell, use your spell slots, or you can use a healing kit, and of course you guys have healing potions as well.
Oh, we do.
Healing after combat is a regular part of playing Pathfinder.
Okay, so I have healer's tools, right? I don't have any potions.
What is your medicine level, by the way?
My medicine level is a +7.
Oh,
Very good.
yeah. You should be trying to heal everybody else up.
Well, I have that, and I have the actual healing spell.
Yes, but the healing spell you don't get back without a long rest.
Yeah, so I'm gonna save that right now, unless I need it. But what I'll do now is I will do my skill check for medicine using my healing kit
Okay, on who?
on Valeros.
Okay, so roll a medicine check, DC 15.
And I will use my hero point.
No, that is
Or
a
is that a
regular.
fail?
That is a regular fail. He doesn't take damage.
Okay.
So what happens is you spend 10 minutes and you fail to heal him. That's all that happens.
Okay.
You can try again and again and again. It's fine.
Until I pass or fail.
Yes,
I
but
got you.
it's a matter of time because I count the amount of time, and depending on how much time you're spending doing this, dungeon changes.
Okay. Spend another 10.
That is exactly what you need. So you heal Valeros 2d8. Roll 2d8. That is 6 points of healing for Valeros. Now, there's an additional option that you can do. If you want to continue the healing for an entire hour, you can double that.
Can I aid? Because I also have like a healer kit. Could I aid him?
All that would do is give him a +1 or +2 circumstance bonus. It wouldn't bring him over to a crit.
The Valeros, everybody here, what do you guys want to do? You got 6 points back. You're still I think you still need some health. Do you want to spend it to an hour?
I'm good with spending the hour.
Okay.
Because I won't be much good in a fight right now.
I agree.
So 1 hour brings you to 12 points of healing. So now, 23. Now you're at 11 hit points, Valeros. You guys spent an hour where Roland just sat down and really... And during this hour, Roland is healing Valeros. There's nothing stopping Beetle from doing more healing himself, too.
Right.
Yeah, Beetle, would you have wanted to have healed me? Or Valeros?
Yeah.
Or as me, I guess.
Yeah.
I would try
Either
to
one.
heal Roland some more.
Actually, you can't
There we
heal
go.
Roland again because he is immune to your healing.
So could he have healed
Wait,
Roland?
why is he immune to my...
Fine. Here we go. Let's bring this up.
Now, if I'm healing Valeros in that hour, can he also heal Valeros within that hour?
Yes, two people can heal one person, but
Alright.
one person can't repeatedly heal somebody with a healing kit over and over again. There's a time increment. I don't remember if it's a couple of hours or... Let me pull this up. It's called Treat Wounds. It's in your activities. Here, I'm going to pull it up for everybody so we know. There you go. Now we all know. Oh, everything I told you is just this. There is actually a higher level. When you guys are higher level, you want to try to go for a DC of 20 or 30. But right now, you can't do that.
Okay. So I did roll a heal. I guess I roll it. Can Roland heal himself?
Yes. Roland
with the healer kit or
yeah,
no?
he spent an hour healing Valeros, but yes, after that he can heal himself.
Okay. So I guess I was healing
That's a regular success.
Valeros during that hour. Yeah, 2d8s. Yeah.
Good job.
I'm feeling a lot better with that, but...
So,
So
after you get healed, you can't get healed again for another hour. That's the...
Unless someone else has a healing kit. And yeah, I got it.
So I just gave 9 to Valeros then, so he's at 2.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's been an hour.
Yeah. I'm good to go now.
Yeah, so.
If I'm only down by
2 or 3. and
Valeros, you actually you have 13 hit points according to the combat tracker.
He must not have targeted me with that roll.
Well, no, you're looking at the current, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you need to adjust that. The what is it, the wound or the current, one of them?
Yeah, you gotta change the wound to 2.
He can't add the roll strictly.
You guys are looking a lot
There we
better
go.
now.
Thanks.
Marasil has 3 wounds. Roland has 2 wounds. Valeros has 2 wounds. You guys are not looking too bad.
Yeah, I'm feeling more confident with this now.
Alright.
Hey, John, why does it say I have Dark Vision 5 by default?
Oh, that's so we can do the lighting on the maps.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that your character actually has dark vision, it's just the lighting. Because what happens is if you give your character 0 dark vision, all you see is a black screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, good job.
Listen.
You guys have tackled your first more difficult encounter. You guys see how tough enemies are in Pathfinder.
Oh, yeah.
With inspect the room, I guess, and see if we find anything.
Oh yes, as a matter of fact. What are you guys looking at?
Blood. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, naturally. Yeah, your blood.
Beetle will like sniff around at it, and he's just curious if like the spiders were that weird smell that he smelled earlier, or if it's
I would like
still something different.
I would like Beetle to roll a perception check.
Okay. Alright, in the tower, or?
I'm going to make it easier for you because you have scent. It doesn't have to be in the tower. You succeed. You notice that in the corner over there, you have a very strong smell about that other creature that you sniffed before, right from over there. But when you look over there, you see a big spider cocoon, like medium-sized creature in a spider cocoon.
Oh. Do we want to crack this thing open, guys?
Sure. Yeah.
So you walk over to the spider cocoon. Are you ready to crack it open?
Yes.
Can we? Be the one.
Can we?
Honors?
Question is: there's no holding in action, but if something like comes out to attack, can we get ready to hit it?
There is holding in action. It's called prepare an action.
There is.
Yeah. So you can prepare an action, and that gives you a reaction to perform that action whenever the condition is met.
Okay, so if something
if something pops out of that cocoon, you're gonna swipe at it, right?
Absolutely. Well, if it seems hostile, yes.
So Valeros, you start cracking open the cocoon, and dozens of these tiny little spiders start skittering out. They're not attacking you; they just start running all over the place.
Okay.
They're not a threat to you, you don't think, because they're just running. They look like babies. So all these spiders kind of skitter and climb up the web and disappear.
I stomp on a couple.
Yeah, you swipe
Actually,
a couple of them.
John, can I try and catch one?
I will. If you want to do an acrobatics, I'll let you try to catch one.
Okay, does anyone want to help?
This is going to be a tougher DC. So let me see. Level 1, difficulty mod, hard.
I mean, I know I'm not the rogue, but what could go wrong?
Go ahead. Roll the acrobatics. Go try to grab one.
Can I get an assistance from someone?
I can assist you. Yeah.
Okay, so Marcel, you roll the same check first. Acrobatics.
Just acrobatics. All right. Acrobatics.
That is sleight of hand thievery.
Marcel, that is a regular, not critical success. You get a so that gives Roland a +1 to his acrobatics to catch one of these things. Roland, you rolled just enough. You grab one of these little baby spiders. It's chittering in your hands. It starts spitting this venom and stuff. It's nasty.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in a vial.
All right, you guys have got yourself a little baby spider.
Yeah.
So Valeros,
I'm calling you to collect there.
So Valeros, you're there. You slice open this cocoon, and your sword hits something tough inside of it. So you start ripping off the spider web of the cocoon, and you realize that there's the bones of some sort of half-digested humanoid creature. There is also some loot.
Aha!
You find a potion, and since you guys already own it, you recognize it as a healing potion. And you find a fancy-looking sword. It's got emerald in it.
Oh, nice.
The sword,
And that sounds like it would work for you.
unfortunately, is not magical, but it is worth a pretty penny if you went and sold it. I will put these items in your party inventory sheet.
All right.
That potion's gonna help.
Yeah.
It's the same potion that you guys are carrying. So you look at, so this is a digested set of humanoid-looking bones, but you don't think it's fully humanoid because even though it's got hands and feet, it also has a tail. So it can't be like, it's not a human, obviously. It's about medium-sized, maybe a little bit
I look
smaller.
over at Drugami and I give a weird look.
Kobold?
Drugami, not Drugami, who said, whoever said kobold? Was that Valeros?
Yeah.
Valeros, I want you to roll a society check to identify whose bones these belong to. Because you said kobold, I will grant you as a DM +2 circumstance bonus to your society check.
Okay. So that would raise it to 13?
Oh, this is before you added +2?
Right.
You think it might be kobold, you can't be sure.
Okay.
That's a regular fail.
Even with the 13?
13's a regular fail.
Okay. I see now.
Most
All right,
DCs
well.
for your level are 15, but there's certain things that modify it up or down depending on the situation. When you hit level 2, that's your DCs go up to 16. That's how things go.
Okay.
So that's why skill checks are always very, very well balanced.
Alright. Well, we kind of cleared out the area. Don't see anything else. I guess we move on. Right?
Yeah, that's good with me. Valeros.
Yes. We haven't seen any, like, leftover green or anything like that. I don't
No,
think, like,
not at
these
all.
spiders are eating the green.
You
Yeah,
see
we haven't found
none
what we're
of
looking
that
for yet.
grain. You still have no idea. I mean, certainly spiders don't eat grain. It doesn't take any check to know that.
I don't
Spiders
know.
eat living creatures that they put in cocoons, just like that poor kobold that you think is a kobold.
I have no bonuses to my intelligence, so who knows? Maybe they do.
No.
Even if you have 0 bonuses to your intelligence, if you're trained in
Nah.
something, it might make you be able to get that check. Like if you're trained or an expert in something, it might really throw you over the top because trained gives a +2, expert gives another +2, master gives another +2. So
Gotcha.
you can get very good at something even if your ability score is crap.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Don't feel bad rolling. I'm a dumb caster also.
All right, so the mystery is still there. You guys still haven't really figured out what the hell has been stealing Tammy's grain, even though you fought a pretty tough battle with these spiders. You're pretty sure that these spiders did not raid Tammy's cellar. Spiders would not carefully remove the grain without spilling a single morsel.
Yeah.
So you guys kind of look towards the passage as it turns up to the northwest, and it gets to like a fork in the road. The passageway leading deeper underneath the streets of Otari, which is where you think you are, appears to be very natural. However, you see to the north of you there is a bunch of old debris, like old ship parts, broken chairs, and stuff like that. They are stacked in a barrier that blocks off that passage to the northeast. To the other direction has an open passage that you can easily walk through.
So what do you guys want to do? Do you want to break through the debris, or do you want to keep going down and come back later?
Good question.
Well, let me ask this, John. Can anything get through the debris without moving it? Or right now that's just completely blocked and we're safe to keep moving?
It completely blocks off the passage, but you don't know what kind of horrible monster is so strong it'll just Kool-Aid Man through the debris, right? So, yeah, at this time, you don't think anything can get through that.
Yeah, okay.
Fair. And can you remove the flat-footed condition? It still shows up on mine. And I don't seem to be able to remove that.
yes, of course. I'm sorry. This is why I want to make players do the path flat-footed, because when I do it, I forget that I put it.
Okay, so you guys want to keep moving down then?
You don't want to deal with this. What's with this block passage? You're not curious even a little bit.
Very curious.
Certainly. Come on, Menace, you must be curious. I mean, what if there's like treasure behind there?
Yeah, it does look interesting. Why would somebody block that?
Yeah, who would block off the passage? Who the hell's even been down here? Tamley doesn't even know that there's caverns down here.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use my cantrip Detect Magic, which sits a pulse out within 30 feet, and just wonder if there's anything in 30 feet of me.
Within 30 feet, you don't get any hits.
Okay. So yeah, if you guys want to take the debris apart, I'll help.
Seems reasonable to me.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'll stand guard over here just in case something decides to come.
Okay.
So how do you want to get rid of this debris? You want to just smash it? I mean, Valeros, you smash this thing with your shield and you just fall apart. Or do you want to kind of slowly kind of take it apart piece by piece?
Oh,
Well,
you know what? Maybe we should check for traps. I don't know if there's something I could
actually,
do.
I'll help them look for traps. And then,
Okay. I'll get out of their way. But yeah, I'd be more.
If you want to look
leaning
for traps,
towards-
I will accept a crafting or a thievery check.
Alright,
I think doing it slowly makes the most sense, so not to attract too much attention.
I think I'm gonna do the thieving check.
That is a success. You don't find any traps or anything that could be misconstrued as a trap or anything like that. You realize that this was very haphazardly put up. Like, somebody wasn't paying much attention. And if you don't remove it very carefully, the whole thing is just going to crash down and fall apart. If you want to carefully disassemble this barricade, I will accept a crafting or a thievery check. And of course, you guys can aid each other and whatnot.
All right.
I was gonna say, do you want to just carefully take it apart, or
I'll help you.
Or Valeros, you can take your shield and Kool-Aid Man this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or Valeros and Roland can just bash the heck out of it while Neil and I keep a lookout.
Look, if it falls, if we fail it and it falls, or if we fail it and nothing happens, that's that, right? Let me roll, or someone roll a thievery to help you.
Yeah.
And there's no harm, no foul. I have a +1 in my thievery. Does anyone have something better than that, other than the rogue?
I've got okay, not other than me.
Yeah, well, you're going to be making the check. So
I got +2 in thievery.
All right, so I'll step here and you can help.
All right, so
All right, we have a main roller and an aider. So the aider goes first to see your bonus.
not gonna help.
No, you actually hinder. So the main roller now gets a -1. Beetle, you try to help him, but you're kind of you're really short and you didn't see the beam, the direction the beam was going, and you actually make the beam fall by mistake. Well, you're rolling with a -1.
All right. Alright, so just roll this and just subtract 1 from whatever comes up. Since it's a 9.
Oof.
You fail and the barricade just falls apart, crashing. After the barricade falls apart, you hear from the other end, it sounds like stone grinding on stone.
Ooh.
Lovely.
Oh yeah, Valeros.
And
All right. We have an opening now.
we were a little clumsy making that opening.
All right, you walk in to find a crypt. Set yourselves up somewhere before you get into the crypt itself. You got to be in a square, not between one, Valeros. So you can put you here.
Alright, so you're gonna get in front of me? Probably.
Maricil, I will allow you to roll with stealth if you'll go in there all sneaky-like, instead of perception as your initiative. And Valeros,
Okay.
I will give you the opportunity to go in there with shield raised. This is something you normally can do. You just have to declare it.
Okay.
I'm just a part of the teaching part of it. So Valeros, you go in there carefully with your shield raised. So as we go into initiative, everybody roll initiative. Maricil, you roll with stealth.
I cannot roll a good initiative.
Oof.
You guys have disturbed some undead, and because you were so noisy at the barricade, you've woken them up. And they are coming to claw your eyes out. There's no negotiating with these creatures, they are undead. Maricil, you are first in initiative. Now, because you're a rogue, and you use stealth for initiative, and you beat out the enemy's initiative, for this round, they are all flat-footed to you. That means
Nice.
you get your
Alright.
sneak attack.
It's just a matter of getting to them. Let's see.
Maricil, if you want to go upstairs and buy a buff, you pay.
Well, I
We
can
have token
probably
lock
I'll
on,
shoot
so
that
move
far.
your token one square at a time until you get to where you want to go. Oh, don't move multiple squares because it does a weird distance. Try to move like straight squares and one diagonal, like this. Try to do something like that.
Trying
Just
to see.
drag and drop each square. So from where you're standing, all you see right now is what looks like to be a zombie-like creature that has crawled out of the main sarcophagus. He's wearing strange armor from a bygone era. And he looks at you with hateful eyes.
Alright. Let's see if there's a way I can get in there in a stealthy way.
You're already stealth. No matter what you do, it's going to be stealthy.
Okay, and these are zombies, so they're probably not smart.
Well, you don't know. If you do a recall knowledge, I can tell you more about zombies and undead.
Alright. Yeah, I'd like to do that recall knowledge. Is that any will that use up any of my actions?
That will cost you one action. Would you like to recall knowledge?
Alright. Sure. Actually, that'll be my first action. Alright, what am I rolling?
You have a choice. I will accept religion. I will accept arcana. I will accept society for these creatures. Since the only thing you can see is a zombie, it's going to be against the zombie.
I'm gonna do society.
The DC is 14.
Alright.
You succeed. What do you want to know about this zombie? Ask me a question and I'll answer it accurately.
Are zombies typically smart?
Absolutely not. Their intelligence is -5.
Oh, well then I'll just go in there. They're not gonna. If I sneak in there like this, they're not gonna know. They're not smart.
Your stealth initiative already beat all their perceptions, so they're not gonna know anyway.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, so I'm gonna go in like this. Because assuming that they're too stupid to if I'm moving in a stealthy way, they're not smart
It's not
enough
actually
to.
a square. So moving squares, you'd have to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Is that where you want to go?
I have a speed of 30 feet.
Okay. So where else do you want to go beyond that? You can move your dash that thing.
One more up. There we go.
Okay, I will approve that action. You move up there. That's 2 actions.
All right.
When you walk
and
in, you
then,
realize that it's not just that zombie. There's 4 skeletons also.
Yeah. Alright, let's
You
see.
are pretty much surrounded by these undead.
Alright, and I've got... Wait a minute, I've got one more action. Let's see.
And you have sneak attack.
I do have sneak attack. You know what? Is it okay if I throw my dagger at the main one?
Absolutely. I will make the main one off guard. Go ahead and throw your dagger. You've identified it as a zombie chandelier with that successful. That is a hit. He is off guard to you. You will automatically do sneak attack damage with your script.
Alright, sneak attack damage.
Beautiful.
You automatically do it. It's
I'll
written in
roll.
the script, so don't worry about it.
Alright.
As long as it's flat-footed to you. Oh. How come you
Alright,
didn't
but I
do
just
it?
rolled the... I don't know why it didn't do the sneak attack.
Huh.
Roll an
Maybe there's
additional
something-
d6.
Alright, sneak attack. Is this it? No, it's not fine. Alright, you know what? Oh, I should have... You know, that's fine. I'll just roll a d6.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had to turn your sneak attack on. Before it wasn't. Now it's turned on. In the future, it'll roll.
Alright,
So
well, it just
I will
looks,
take an additional 6 damage off of that zombie shambler that you just brutalized. This zombie looks pretty burly. Nah, that's going to take a lot more than that to bring it down. Those are your 3 actions. Roland, you're up. Roland,
Okay,
you are a priest of Sarenrae. It is your job to put undead to rest. This is the biggest anathema to your beliefs. These creatures must be destroyed.
Oh, and I will bring them destruction.
Now, Roland, do you want to know more about these creatures? If you do, you can
Sure.
spend an action to do a recall knowledge.
I will do that.
Which one, the zombie or the skeletons?
The skeleton.
Okay, go ahead.
do
Roll,
religion?
you may roll a religion, arcana, society. Your DC is 14.
Well, that ain't happening.
No, that's not going to cut it. Recall knowledge, you can roll it again if you want.
I can?
Yeah, there's no limit, but you have to spend another action.
Oh, never mind. I didn't know that.
Okay,
Because I still wanted to move.
okay, you can take that back then. Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to go right here. And what I want to do is my disrupt undead. So I'm going to target, how far are you away? 35, can't do you. I can target you.
You can't
You
do
are
Disrupt Undead because you don't have 2 actions to cast that cantrip. Because you moved and you did Recall Knowledge. So I'll let you take back your move if you want.
If I go right here, well, I was.
Yeah.
what am I doing?
I'll let you not move, and so you can do Disrupt Undead.
But I can't see the zombie,
Nope.
and the skeletal is far out. So, ooh, that kind of changes everything.
How about that?
So,
Now you
yeah.
can see it. Because that pillar is not supposed to obstruct your vision.
Oh, then yes. All right,
Okay,
so
go
I'm
ahead
gonna
and
do.
cast your spell. Tell me, you want to tell everybody what Disrupt Undead does?
Sure. I'll read the description and results. You lance one undead creature within 30 feet with positive energy. You deal positive damage equal to 1d6 plus your wisdom. The target must attempt a basic fortitude save. If it critically fails the save, for 1 round it takes 1 status penalty to melee attack rolls, damage rolls, and athletic checks and DCs.
Very good.
So that'll help you, Valeros. So I'm gonna cast the. Well, it says I deal. I don't have to attack, right? I just
This
deal
is a
damage.
save on
and
his
then-
part, so you have him do a fortitude save. There's a way for you to do it through your sheet as well. This zombie succeeded on his fortitude save, but this is called a basic fortitude save. So even on success, he takes half damage, so you still roll the damage. Sort of like a fireball.
Okay.
He takes a respectable
Good job.
4 points of damage. It's rounded down.
Okay. And that is, well, I can't. Yeah, that's my turn. Yep.
Good
Cool.
job.
The skeleton comes out chittering. He sees this holy priest, and he doesn't like the holy priest. He's going to come after you. He's wielding a scimitar. First attack. Misses. Multi-attacks penalty. Also misses.
Nice.
This skeleton sees Maricil. Comes up to you. Same thing. First attack. Scimitar. Critically misses. Second attack, he's going to try to use his claw on you. Yep, second attack, not going to hit. Valeros, you're up.
All right.
That skeleton is now off guard to you.
Okay. Thanks.
Valeros is a crit machine.
I'll
Now,
take it.
you realize that even though you killed the skeleton with one blow, you realize that these skeletons have some resistances. This skeleton has resist 5 slashing. So the way resistances work in Pathfinder, unlike 5th edition, is when you have resistance, it's not just half damage. Resistance and vulnerability or weakness is always followed by a number. What that number means is that when you take damage of that type, 5 of that damage is nullified. Or, on the other hand, if you're weak to something, if you take that damage, you deal an additional 5 points of damage per instance of it. So you realize that this skeleton has resist slashing, even though you killed it anyway, because your attack was so forceful that the skeleton had no chance. Valeros, you still have one action.
Right. Well, there's nothing else to attack for the time being. So, what I will do...
You have options. You can raise your shield. You can yell at these zombies, hoping they understand your language.
Well, I already had my shield raised before
Yes,
I
but
even came in the room.
your shield raise is once per round. So, at the beginning of your round, your raised shield is no longer raised.
Okay, then I will do that. I will raise my shield.
Very good. Skeleton's turn. This guy steps out of his coffin, comes up to you, Valeros, and attacks. Hopefully your raised shield will prevent you from taking any damage.
That's what I hope for.
17. That's a miss.
Sweet.
Nice.
His second attack is going to be an agile claw. Agile means that he doesn't take as much multi-attack bonus. That's another miss.
Awesome.
Beetle, you're up.
I'm going to move a little closer in. Hold on. We'll stick with that for now. For that movement. And then we will change the zombie over here. I will produce some fire on his butt, hopefully.
On his what?
On his butthole.
Oh my god.
Ah, dang it. That was a miss. And then...
No, because it's the zombie still went on Siren's game.
And that will be the end of my turn.
All right, this skeleton's turn. He's gonna come out to here. This skeleton appears to be wielding a bow. It's a short bow. Maricil, you're looking at the short bow. You're like, oh man, I wish I had a short bow. And he points his short bow at you, Beetle. And it fires.
I'm a small target.
Not that small. Sure. So the way dex-based weapons and range weapons work in Pathfinder is that range weapons do not add dex modifier to damage. None of them. All melee weapons add strength as a modifier damage, with the exception of Maricil. She's the only exception because she's a special type of subclass of thief. She can add a dex bonus, but everything else doesn't. So his ranged bow will only do 1d6 without any modifier. So the undead, once it looks at Maricil, and he's going to try to fire a second arrow at Maricil with a multi-attack penalty.
Ooh, that one hits.
He rolled real high. But it's not a crit. You don't want to be crit by a bow. Because bad things happen when you're crit by a bow. Take 3 points of damage. That's the end of that guy's turn. Now we get this disgusting looking zombie shambler. You realize that the zombie shambler is very, very slow. He just lumbers forward. You don't even think he can even make it to you. He surprises you by even being able to make it to you. And because he's a zombie, he only has 2 actions. So that's one action. His second action is the zombie is going to try to pummel you and then grab you. But he misses, so no grab.
Excellent.
Gugami is with Beetle.
Yeah.
So we go back up to Maricil.
Alright, so I have the one guy next to me, so actually, you know what?
Maricil, man, would you like a suggestion?
Sure.
If since you're a rogue, your biggest thing is your sneak attack. In order to get the sneak attack, there's 2 ways. Number one is if you hide from an enemy, you can get a sneak attack because they're flat-footed to you. The second is if you flank an enemy, you get sneak attack.
Alright, sounds cool. Alright, so let me just check something here. What abilities do I have?
You have Valeros engaged with that zombie chandler. If you get behind them, you can...
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? Because I'm pretty sure I have that, like, quick draw feature. It would make sense for a rogue to have it.
I don't remember if you have quick draw. It might be a level 2 thing. Or it might be a feat at level 1. Let me check. Unfortunately, she does not have quick draw.
Alright, well in that case, I'm going to...
So it will cost you 1 action to take out another weapon. Because
Alright. Alright, so that's my first action. My second action will be to draw my rapier, and my third action will be to attack
I will make him
this
off
guy.
I'll make him off guard to you.
Alright. And I crit him. Wow.
So when you crit with a rapier, not only do you do your rapier damage and double it, so you also double your sneak attack damage, and also the rapier has a trait called Deadly D8. Every time you crit with it, when you do all of that damage, on top of that, you do an additional D8 damage. So that's how you play roll.
Now,
There you go. So first, roll the damage. It should include your sneak attack this time. I fixed that.
Nice.
oh wow, that's a lot of damage. And I killed him.
You don't even get the opportunity to do Deadly D8. You kill it with such a devastating blow. That's how you play a rogue. There you go.
And that's my turn.
Roland.
All right. Well, so I'm gonna do the same thing. Still targeting Shambler, so let's see that
The
save.
Shambler's dead.
Oh, no, not the Shambler, but let's see. I'll step right here.
There's nothing to fight over there. Oh, yeah.
Did it go through? Oh, hold on. So that's just a failure, right? Not a crit failure.
There's no penalty when you crit fail attacks. Otherwise, the game will be way too nerve-wracking.
In this case, there is, because I could put a effect.
Yes. No, it's...
Yeah, because if he critically fails,
Okay, so
it,
yeah, two things.
negative
One is that he rolled a save and he failed, so he takes full damage. But there's a second thing is you realize once you damage him that he's not weak to positive. It's a zombie that was. Never mind, he's dead anyway.
Yeah, but if he critically fails the save for one round, he takes a 1 status penalty to melee attack damage. Yeah, so that's all I meant by that, but that's still fine. He's dead. And that's my turn for that, so.
All right.
Cool.
Good job.
We got this guy who he's going to come in here. These skeletons are not smart enough to realize he's not flanking himself. He's going to come in here. He's got 1 scimitar. We got 3 people, so I'm going to roll a d6. He's coming after you, Roland, with a scimitar. He misses. Then he does a claw. I'm going to go now to Menace. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not correct. It's not 23. It's actually, it's still going to hit, even with a multi-attack. Menace takes claw damage. And it's Beetle again. Oh, or no, it's Boleros is up.
Okay.
Who's not going to cut it?
No, definitely not. So that's 2 actions. I can make another attack.
You score a hit.
Okay, that should do it for my turn.
Did you apply the damage to it because this thing only has 4 hit points. I'm wondering why you didn't kill it. It's dead.
Okay. We'll take that.
Is that all the creatures? Because I thought we're missing a skeleton.
I took him out after he got killed. I think.
So we're out of... Well, I thought we had the archer one that never moved anywhere.
Oh, I must have moved it by mistake. You know what? That's fine. You weren't going to lose in that battle. That archer just collapsed as the residual magic that was animating these undead just destabilized. There you go.
Now, can you pick up that bow? Actually, you know what? There was a scimitar here. Is there anything special about it, or is it about a normal?
What do you mean?
Is it a? It's non-magical, I assume. Well, you know, I'll use my cantrip, detect magic.
There was magic. You look at one of the torches on top of the sarcophagus, and there's magic on that torch.
Okay.
There's no longer schools of magic like evocation, transmutation. They don't exist anymore. So that's all you get from detect magic is whether there is or is not magic.
Okay.
So the skeletons, one of the skeletons has a bow. The other 3 skeletons have scimitars and shields.
I'll take the bow.
Okay, it's a short bow.
Yeah, Maricil makes sense for her to have that.
Hey, Roland, you might want to get the toolkit out and heal Maricil a little bit.
She's alright. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. Is that okay with you, Marisol?
Yeah.
You want that? Alright, let me throw that in.
Maricil, I put a short bow in your inventory.
Thank you.
Oh boy. We failed to heal him.
At least it wasn't
Well, it's not a
critical.
crit fail, yeah. So, I can do it again. Wow. Do you want me to try again, or do you? Someone else want to do it? I mean, I have a +7, so if I roll over 6.
So you spend 20 minutes trying to heal Maricil, but you know you fail to kind of get that little gash, bleeding gash.
There we go. Critical success.
That is a critical
there
success. That is a 4d8 points of healing.
Nice.
All ones.
Don't say that. So that's full health.
Maricil, you are healed back to full health.
Awesome.
Okay, so religion checks say that I can understand how magic works. Since there's magic.
Well, I haven't gone over the whole thing. So you guys look around, and it appears to be some sort of ancient tomb. You're not even sure how old this thing is. This is ancient. You're looking at the sarcophagi and all these extra tombs, and you're looking at these skeletons. They appear to be wearing tattered armor from a bygone era. You look at this tomb, and there's some writing on the tomb that you don't recognize. Does anybody want to try to read it?
I was going to say, what language is it in?
Not really sure, but you're kind of you're looking at it. It looks a little bit like Aslanti. Aslanti is a civilization that's died out a long time ago. Sort of like the Netheril, remember from Forgotten Realms?
Yeah.
That's their version of the Netheril. And Roland, you pick up this torch and you realize that it's producing no heat.
Ooh, okay.
So,
One magic torch.
And also, you if you open up the sarcophagus, you find that that zombie was once kind of in there, but you find a really beautiful looking shield. Unfortunately, you don't think it's magical, but it can get a pretty penny. There's an inscription of a lion on it. I will put the ever-burning torch and a lion's shield in your party inventory.
Cool.
Anything else we probably should look around?
So, can I do religion on that?
I will take, for this check, it's more of a society type check because to recognize this ancient writing, and it doesn't look like it's going to be an easy check. I will also accept occultism. It's going to be a difficult check. I'm going to tell you right now.
Well,
So,
I have no pluses in that for sure.
I have no pluses neither.
Yeah, I don't.
Nobody's got
I'm not.
occultism?
No, not with the pregen.
Not trained.
We're not. Yeah, we're not wizards. I think that would be.
Yeah. We're not intelligent.
So
Which
if
is
you
why-
want to try to roll, there's nothing wrong with failing. I'll just tell you some wrong information.
The reason I was
I
saying
never
that is
fucking
because
knew that
religion says, religion trained. I am trained in religion, and it says I can identify magic.
Yeah. Well, you've identified
what
all the magic there is to identify. Valeros, with how did you roll that high on occultism?
That's
It
funny.
was just pure
You
luck. I
had a
only have
roll
a
on a
plus one
D20.
to occultism.
Valeros,
And it's not-
you have absolutely no training in occultism. Actually, technically, you're not even supposed to roll because you're in train, but I'll accept it because you rolled so well. You have no training in occultism whatsoever, but way back when you were growing up on a farm, you had some witch visit your house. And she was telling you stories about the ancient Aslanti people, and she talked about an ancient Aslanti king who was greedy and obsessed with obtaining wealth. So much so that he built himself these beautiful monuments to his own glory while his people starved. The king's name was Kraktos, and she drew out the symbol for Kraktos in ancient Aslanti, and you recognize that from way back when you were a boy, and this witch is telling you a story. Whether or not it's true, you don't know.
Okay, so that's the symbol that's on the tomb.
Yeah, she drew that for you way back when she was telling you this ghost story. To kept you up for nights. That's why you still remember it. He let his own people starve, and they were skin and bones, and still he forced them to build beautiful statues and monuments to his glory.
It's a real piece of work, that one.
Yeah. Maybe he's that zombie that you just slew.
We can only hope, right? And so
It would be
I
an impressive feat to find a zombie like that.
yeah. So I tell the story to the group, and that who knows? It could have been him.
It could have been him or somebody that that was associated with him.
Yeah.
But
So
the
You
fact
had some
that-
weird visitors to your farm.
The fact that you have something from the Aslanti down here is very, very strange. Nobody, you've never heard of like Aslanti ruins beneath this peaceful fishing village. Well, there's something going
Okay.
on here.
John,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it says if I spend 10 minutes, I can use identify magic with my religion is what I was getting at. And it says if I succeed, I can get a sense of what it does and learn any meanings of activating it. Fail, you can't try again for 1 day. And crit fail is misleading, and crit success is everything.
What are you going by? Identify magic skill? What do you?
Right there
might-
on the activities page.
Yeah.
I just dropped it on the
Which specific
Yeah.
skill are you talking about?
identify magic. It says because I'm trained in religion, I can do that.
Is that under abilities or
Activities.
Yes,
Activity.
It is an activity. Identify magic, divine magic.
okay?
So am I good to give it a shot?
Well, the thing is, you already identified the magic that's here, that ever-burning torch. So you don't have to roll. There's no further magic here.
Oh, so it's just an ever-burning... Well, is there a way to... What can I do with it is what I'm getting at. It just lights things up? It just doesn't go out?
It actually doesn't actually... It's not actually hot. You can't use it to light anything. It just forever burns. You can put it in your pack and take it out, and it'll burn forever and ever.
Okay. Okay, no, that works.
It's sort of like the continuous flame spell.
If a portable light cantrip without having a light cantrip.
Oh boy, can you imagine putting it near something flammable and saying, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it?
Yes, you can pull shenanigans like that as well with it.
Yeah, that's exactly where I went.
Also, it is worth it's worth 15 gold pieces if you sell it. You only get half price for selling.
I'm gonna put an ever-burning torch in unless there's an actual item.
I put it all in the party sheet. We can distribute later.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sure.
All the loot that you get, I put in party sheet, and I'm also tracking your experience points because you do have a possibility of leveling up.
Okay. Is there anything else in here with the other sarcophagus?
You look into the other sarcophaguses. They were occupied and now they're empty. Obviously, nothing else.
Okay. All right. Well, I'd say we go back down to the main tunnel.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm like a plan.
So the main tunnel now twists down into this kind of this dark area, continuing forward. You can't really see exactly what's ahead because the tunnel's twisting back and forth. Roland, since you're ahead, or Valeros, either or, you guys feel a weird draft coming from above you.
I look up.
You look up and you think you see what seems to be... The tunnel itself is 10 feet high. There seems to be a ledge to the east. Let me see. I'm trying to open this ledge. Can you see? Or not? You might have to be here. Yeah, there you go. You see? So the ledge is not very tall. You don't have to roll a check to climb it. You think that you can easily climb it. It's like maybe 4 feet or so. And the ledge seems to open up to this
Okay.
area with a set of stone doors.
Okay.
The other option is you can continue south and it goes up a steep slope.
Is it locked? Is it heavy to push?
Do you want to push it? You want to activate the trap?
Well,
I'm just kidding.
yeah, I'll push it. I'll activate the trap.
I'll take the damage for you, no problem.
So the stone door, you look
Yeah.
at the stone door, there's a layer of dust on it, like nothing's touched it for a long time. The stone door doesn't have any markings on it. It doesn't have anything that looks like it could be like a lock or a hinge or a handle or anything like that. And it looks like you just push it open to get in there.
All right, push it open.
You push the door open. It kind of slowly creaks open on some very rusted hinges, and a layer of dust falls on your head from above, as it's probably been eons before anybody's been in here. And it opens up to a small alcove. There's mold and rot that stain every single surface of this alcove, and there's an altar in the center. On the far side of the room, across from you, you see a statue of a giant squid. It has tentacles that reach toward the altar in the center of the chamber. There is scum that covers almost everything in this room. It's kind of strange because this room is completely sealed. However, the altar itself is pristine, and there's a silver bowl in the middle of the altar. The altar is full. The bowl is full to the brim with water. The water seems crystal clear.
Gross.
Well, everything's gross, but
check
that bowl looks nice. That's a silver bowl. It'll get you a pretty penny at the market.
Detect magic?
Detect magic rings positive for magic around that bowl. You don't know what kind of magic because the remaster took away spell schools. But you know it's magic and you know it's on that bowl. You look at the water in the bowl, it's pure and pristine.
Seems like a trap to me.
I can do another religion check, I guess.
You absolutely can. That's actually what I was going to ask you. The religion check will be on that squid.
Kind of giving me that Cthulhu vibe.
15 is exactly what you needed. You passed the DC.
Thank God.
This squid represents the god Gazra. He is the god of nature and the fury of the seas. He's analogous to Umberly.
Okay.
Okay.
So, because you just barely passed it, that's all you know. If you critically passed it, I would have told you some more information. But
No, of course.
Marisol, you want to go check the altar for any traps or anything like that?
Sure thing. I'd like to check the altar for traps.
and Marisol, you don't find anything that you would think of as a trap in the altar.
Alright, what about that squid statue in the back?
The squid statue is ornamental. There's nothing that you think is a trap in it.
Alright, I tell the party, well, there are no traps that I can find, so...
Guess we can always take the bowl if you want to.
You look at the bowl, you're like, that's worth at least 5 gold. I mean, that's a perfectly made silver bowl. I mean, that stuff, like rich people, they're looking for that stuff all the time, especially now it's got a pedigree of being found in a dungeon. It's worth a lot of money.
The concern I would have is disrupting the altar.
Yep.
Yes, because you are a priest, you clearly think that this altar has religious significance. What significance, you're not sure. This is not the god you follow.
Yeah.
But has something to do with the fact that there's a bowl of water that has not evaporated over centuries, sitting right there. What would you like to do? Bowl of water looks like it's good to drink, you know. You can probably just gulp it.
So
How are we doing on time?
We are actually at time, but we'll figure out what you want to do with this encounter. I'm okay with going late, but you know, other people gotta.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just to finish this spot here, obviously we could even like hold up in this room, or we take it off, you know, and wait is what I'm getting at. But I don't want to drink the water. I want to. I'm trying to think here. I want to do something like get the water out of the bowl. Does it look like the bowl would break if we knocked it over and it hit the floor?
Absolutely not. This bowl's made out of metal.
You could, if you have a vial, you might be able to get some of it that way.
I'm curious what would happen if you add more water to the bowl.
If you drink the water, which if the religious setup, I probably wouldn't do that.
You know what? Do you mind drinking the water for us?
Who wants to
I
drink
can
this
heal you.
water?
Not it.
It might heal you too. It might give you a buff for all we know.
Unfortunately, yeah, your religion check only gets you this far.
Do I know if this god is like neutral, good, evil,
He's more like
something
a
like
chaotic,
that?
neutral type god. He's not like a blatantly evil god that you would, like Asmodeus, that you would think that just, you know, this is a blood sacrifice. But he's not like a very nice god either. So, you know, you're kind of doesn't help you in terms of the god's alignment.
Okay.
My thoughts on churches are they prefer donation versus taking things from them.
Facts.
Drop a penny in the water. I don't know.
Like, what kind of
Yeah,
ritual? Could you, like, bless the water, Roland? I don't know if you got those types. Bless the water, maybe something happens.
if you want to improvise and try something, I'm all game. Just tell me what you want to try. You want to pee in the water or whatever you want to do.
Oh my god, no, that would be dope.
Into pee in it.
The ultimate form of blasphemy.
Yep, and then you just instantly die as a result.
That might actually be anathema.
Insta-kill.
Oh. You do have the option of just leaving this alone and moving on. You can try to manipulate this bowl of water, take it, fill it out, whatever. You can drink the water.
Just pick it
Question
up.
about the doors. When are they like form a good seal when they're closed?
Yeah, you think so. They form a pretty good seal.
And there's mold everywhere.
Yeah, mold should not, being a druid, that mold should not be surviving when it's completely sealed off from the outside world in a vacuum. It shouldn't be alive. So this mold and scum, there's something weird going on.
Yeah. I with the water in the bowl there, I have a feeling like water appears when you do weird things to the bowl. So,
Huh?
I don't want to go in that room if you guys are going to do anything.
Yeah, we can just skip on this room and just shut the doors back and call it good.
You don't have to do anything. It's up to you.
I think that's
Exactly.
So you wouldn't know what this. If you can live with the ignorance of knowing of never finding out what happens.
Yeah, that's bothering me.
Well, let your ignorance flourish.
The most cowboy thing you can do is just go ahead and drink that water. It does look like,
Yep.
just visually, it looks like it's good to drink.
I'm gonna go and stick a finger in the water.
Water's ice cold. Colder than
Strange.
the air around it, even though the air around it's pretty cold too. Water's
Almost like
ice
ocean?
cold. Ocean cold, yeah. This is the god of the ocean.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so I can touch it. I'm not getting any negative effects here.
Not that you know of.
Yeah, well.
Not yet.
What if I can I pick up the bowl? I'm going to try and do that.
You pick up the bowl easily. A little bit of water
All right.
spills on the altar, nothing happens.
Okay.
Because the bowl's filled to the brim with water.
And the water nothing happened to the water. What if I'm going to pour half of it on the altar.
For your homies,
Yeah.
nothing happens. Water splashes on the altar.
I'm going to pour half of it, or not half, I'm going to pour a little bit on the statue.
Nothing happens.
Okay. I'm gonna try and convince Mercy. No, I'm kidding.
You're gonna try to trick Airseal into drinking the water.
I want to persuade Mercy.
I want to know if the water.
That can only be
is the
done
water
with player
fresh or-
consent.
Can I try and persuade you, Marisol?
I'll dip my pinky in it and then taste it to see if it's fresh or if it's salty.
There you go.
It is very slightly salty, but it's like salty like a Gatorade, like electrolytes kind of salty. It's not like ocean water salty.
Okay.
It doesn't really have
Interesting.
any particular taste either way, but it is pretty cold.
But it has electrolyte salty, which would make me. I don't know. Should I drink it to replenish my electrolytes?
I'll tell you what. I'll heal you if something goes wrong. Come on, you know you want to. You want to figure it out. You don't want to let this go.
Good, I'll drink it.
Okay, Maricil, you take a gulp. And first thing that happens is the water is extremely refreshing. You heal 1d8 hit points. Because you have no wounds to begin with, nothing doesn't heal you. You're already at full. However, a few seconds after you drink it, you start feeling your stomach rumbling back and forth like something weird is going on. We need a fortitude
Like the
saving
waves.
throw. Yeah,
Bowel
like
movement.
waves in your stomach.
I'm having a bowel movement. Fortitude save. All right, let's see. Do a fortitude save.
You want to
See what
succeed on
happens.
this. Regular fail.
Okay.
Mariciel, you are sickened.
All right.
Sickened means -1 to everything.
Okay.
-1 to armor class, attack rolls, saving throws, everything.
Okay.
With this sickened condition, you can't throw up to get rid of it.
No, because it's going to go out the other side.
The other end.
That's what the bone
Well,
does. It heals
it's a
you,
bowel movement.
but it heals you,
And then you have the bowel
but makes you sick. As Maricil, you just constantly feel this water churning in your stomach like the crashing waves of an ocean.
Now, is there anything I can do?
Nothing at your level. When you get higher levels, there's certain things like counteract checks and higher level spells. But at level 1, all you can do is console her as she sits there clutching her stomach, sick.
Oh, man. I don't know why you did this.
What about
So I think,
elixir?
I think
I haven't.
anybody have to go because it is game time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just
I'm
gonna
not-
make. Yeah.